Well, best receiver didn't even play.
Drake London was out.
Yep.
We'll give Tua credit.
Tua
played well.
They came to play.
Yeah.
And the Falcons had no answer for them.
Yeah, it's a crazy league,
what
man.
was once a respectable defense got shredded by Tua yesterday.
In Atlanta.
Yeah. On their home field.
Yeah, well, I mean, there were some easy predictions. I mean, what the Colts did, what the Pats did, what the Eagles did. And the Scatterboo injury was just brutal.
It's pretty gruesome.
That was tough, too. Just as a fan, he's fun to watch.
I mean, that was just brutal.
Yeah, it sucks.
I missed the initial injury, but then I saw the aftermath. I saw the guys down on one knee. I was like, my son was like, need to rewind it, see what happened. I was like,
you might not want to.
Whatever happened wasn't great. I can guarantee you before we see it.
Yeah.
And then we just saw his foot pointing the wrong direction.
Well, on Fox,
the bottom of his leg.
they wouldn't rerun it.
I can understand.
You could see it on NFL Network. They reran, and then on ESPN this morning on Sports Center, but not on Fox. They decided not to.
I have a very rudimentary medical question. Okay, when the trainers come out and they put the air cast on him, do they immediately relocate the ankle?
That's a great question.
Or is it still sideways in the air cast?
I thought they had to break it again, like re-break it.
Again, it's a question. I don't know.
It looks like they put it back in place to the best that they can.
Because I saw it in the air cast. I was like, it doesn't look like his foot is pointing the wrong way at this point.
No, I think they put it back in place, but then I'm sure once they get to the hospital,
they do it temporary.
They'll double check and make sure that's right.
Okay. Okay, I just had to
because I'm
ask.
sure there are like torn ligaments and stretched ligaments and everything. It's probably like when your shoulder pops out, they can kind of pop it back in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's brutal.
And if I were him, of course, because I'm a wimp, I would ask for a pain-killing injection as soon as they arrived on the field.
Well, maybe
give me some sort
maybe
of,
they give him something.
Give me something. You got to give me like. I mean,
just
give
think
me
about
morphine,
how bad
give me
that.
something.
I mean, maybe your body just goes
You're
into shock.
Stress. I'm not sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah, you're going into shock there, and I mean, your
I
body's
was in
just
shock watching it from my couch.
Robert had it to a lesser extent. He kind of dislocated his foot. Remember, like his second or third year here, and then they popped it back in, and he came back and played like a month, 5 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? He was going down the right
so
sideline.
nothing was broken.
Yeah, it just kind of like dislocated it. They popped it back in, and 3 or 4 weeks later, maybe it was 6 weeks, but he did come back the same season.
Mm-hmm. That was so hard. That was so hard to watch.
Wasn't as severe as that, though.
Back to the AFC North. For some reason, I'm intrigued by it. So the Steelers lose last night. They've lost 2 in a row. They're 4-3. Bengals are 3-5. Ravens at 2-5. I don't know. I think if you're a Ravens fan, you're feeling like the division is there for you.
And then the controversy over what happened with the Lamar with the injury report. That was crazy.
What do you mean?
Well, they said he was a full participant, and then they
bumped
came
it
back
down
and
to
they bumped it
limited.
down to limited, and yeah, I guess you can't do that. Harbaugh said no, it's just a mistake. I don't even know. Was he working scout team on Friday, Matt?
Yes, he did the entire scout team.
Right. So I don't even know if you're just running scout team, but you're running all the reps. Is that considered a full participent?
No,
it's not. Okay.
No,
so you have to be working first team reps.
Yes, there's specific language in the NFL rules that say that even if you play every single snap in the scout team, and you're a starter, that is considered limited.
Limited. Okay.
Even if you do
it doesn't sound like it was nefarious. Doesn't sound like they were trying to pull it together.
I don't know.
You think it was?
They might have been playing some games.
Skirting the rules?
They might have been playing some games with the Bears.
I mean, you have a 16-year head coach that's been very cloak and dagger about injury reports his entire tenure with the team.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just a mishap.
Yeah.
And then
I would think he would know what the actual
and then
protocol is.
his presser basically he's saying he's absolved by everything because he doesn't deal with the injury report, which is weird because you're the head coach.
Yeah. Well, maybe he was being duplicitous.
How about the number went from 7.5 to 1.5 once they finally realized
right there. That's a big one.
Now it wouldn't have mattered if you took the Bears because they didn't cover either one of them. But after what happened with the NBA, everyone's just on pins and needles when it comes to to players.
That was the weird thing about it is no one felt bad for the Bears organization. Like, hey, you really tried to fool us for game day. Everyone felt bad for people betting.
Gamblers
That was the weird thing.
Yeah.
I think Florio's going to be on tomorrow at 9:00. So not only can he help break down the games and week 8, he has a whole thing about how this could be a tip of the iceberg with the NFL, with gambling, with how the Ravens should be punished and made example of. So we'll talk to him tomorrow. At 9.
Can you imagine if they actually investigated it and said, no, you guys are on the hook, and they took a draft pick away or a couple draft picks away?
That would definitely hurt.
I could see that.
I could see
What,
it.
for just manipulating the injury list for 1 week? I don't think so. That's too severe.
Well, they are facing. I'm not saying they're going to get fined or draft picks taken away, but those are possibilities.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So you look at the Ravens' schedule. They're at the Dolphins next, winnable game.
That's a Thursday night.
At the Vikings. Vikings didn't look good yesterday, or they're in the last game. At the Browns, Jets. That's their next 4 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
All
3 on the
winnable.
road, and the next 3 are at M&T Bank.
And then you
kind
would,
of a weird
you would
schedule.
assume Lamar would be ready to go Thursday, and then if he stays healthy, he's on all those games. So, yeah, I mean,
They still
the
have
North
the
is
defensive
crazy.
problems. They still have the defensive problems. It's going to hold them back.
He didn't really have it yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll see.
I'll tell you, as defensive problems, the Dallas Cowboys.
Well,
yeah.
we knew that already.
Yeah, they
I
were.
mean, everybody knew that heading into this Broncos game that they were depleted defensively.
I mean,
and Bo Nix carved them up.
There was some, obviously it was a limited schedule because the 6 teams were on bye.
Right.
Yesterday was a poo day in the NFL.
Yes.
It was just
A
one
lot
of
of
the
blowouts.
blowouts.
I mean, Miami won 34-10. Buffalo, I mean, they just put the boots straight to the Carolina Panthers.
Poor Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton was sacked 7 times.
Washed.
Did you
I mean,
see-
it might be the end.
Did you see shots of the crowd after halftime?
I did not.
Was there
Everybody
about,
left.
About 10 people there.
Everybody left.
I saw all of Jason's friends that root for the Niners leaving the Houston Stadium early
Yeah, they
because
got
they look
embarrassed.
terrible too.
Hey, though, congratulations to the New York Jets. They got a win.
Well done.
I was just looking at the win probability. The Bengals had a 97.5% chance to win the game at one point. With about 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, they're up 38-24. Mm-hmm. I liked what the Jets did when they scored their touchdown to make it 38-30. They went for 2 instead of hitting extra point. And they barely got it. They had to go to
you're
replay.
0-7. What is there to lose? Just go for it.
Yeah, just the conventional wisdom is you hit the extra point and make it a 1 touchdown game at that point.
Yeah.
But they went for 2 there, which allows them to win the game late. So congratulations. I don't know that the coach is going to be around that long, but he gets his first win.
Yeah.
And by the way, props to Joe Flacco. I mean, just still getting it done. I mean, throws 2 touchdowns, rushes for another,
Yeah.
trying to keep that. That's another team with a really bad defense. The Bengals, obviously,
I-
allowing the dumb Jets to score almost 40 points.
Yeah.
That's way more. That's more embarrassing than what the Cowboys did, because at least the Cowboys faced a pretty capable offense in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Jets offense can't get out of their own way, and they hung nearly 40 on the Bengals.
That's bad.
That's the most embarrassing defensive.
I didn't
display of the
understand what
day.
the Bengals were doing. What Zach Taylor's doing. It's 2nd and 10, and they obviously just driving to get into field goal territory.
Mm-hmm.
Time is clicking. I think there was 40 seconds left, or maybe
He ran
less.
Pirine,
He ran Pirine on 2nd and 10. I'm thinking, what are you doing?
and he got 1 yard.
Yeah,
and then
1
they had to
yard.
and then they had to burn a timeout.
They had to burn a timeout, and then they had 3rd and long, 4th and long, and couldn't get it to. They didn't even throw it to Chase. I guess he was doubled or tripled, but I didn't understand that play call.
All right, we'll be talking a lot of NFL on the show today, talking Commanders, Chiefs. You can actually vote right now on our Junkies poll of the day. Brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka, the perfect addition to any gathering. Each can only 100 calories with 0 carbonation. That means easy sipping. You can find Surfsides at your local bars and a convenient variety 8-packs at your local liquor stores. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly. Who wins tonight, Commanders or Chiefs? I saw early voting.
Okay.
What's the?
17% believe in the Commanders. That was very early. You can vote at
Seems
Junkies
like a high
Radio.
number.
You think that's optimistic?
Hey, it's
That's
more
about
than what I
the
thought.
number.
No, he's going to say that's higher than he thought it was going
I
to be.
thought it was going to be like 5%.
Yeah.
Are they missing 2 offensive linemen? Did I see that? I think 1 was downgraded and maybe another.
I
think
know
they're missing
this.
at least 1.
We're going to hit the Skins at 7 with the brand new sponsor,
Love
EV.
it.
So
Love
we will hit
that.
the Skins coming up at 7 o'clock. We'll check in with Alex Gold from Kansas City later in the program. Keep it here. We're the Junkies on the Fan. Welcome back. Junkies come to you live on 106.7 The Fan and the Team 980 here in the DMV. Coming up at 7 o'clock, we hit the Skins. We get into Commanders Chiefs. Right now, let's open up the Junkie Sports page. A lot went down over the weekend. Mm-hmm. And there's a certain coach who doesn't have to work for a while, and he's getting paid.
He worked for a while.
Well, we'll start in
have
college
to work
football.
for 100 lifetimes.
Yeah, we'll start in college football over the weekend. Started Friday night, Virginia Tech down at Lane. My wife and I went down there. My daughters were down there. Quick overnight trip. Nice comeback. I'll tell you what, there was one of the worst calls. And I told my buddies, I said, if Tech had lost that game to Cal on Friday night, I would have stopped watching college football. Because
I'm calling shenanigans.
They called,
you couldn't have been that upset.
They called one of the worst roughing the passer penalties on a 4th down, and they gave Cal an automatic first down. They ended up scoring a touchdown to tie the game at 27. But it was the worst call I've ever seen.
Was Ron Rivera there with his pom-poms rooting for Cal?
I don't know where he was. But they actually called one on Cal as well, on a roughing the passer on Chiron Drones. But these officiating crews are so bad sometimes. I don't know what they're looking at.
They hook quarterbacks. You know that.
I know, but some of these calls are the worst. They're the worst. You can't touch a quarterback. You can't even put a pinky on them. But anyway, Hokies win 42-34 for their 3rd win.
Yeah, I guess you're not being bombastic. I pulled it up. Virginia Tech recover after, quote, worst roughing the passer penalty fans have ever seen.
Just watch it. Just watch the play. You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah,
what was
I'm
the
gonna
play?
watch it right now.
I think it was in the Commanders game. Maybe it was Jaden Daniels where the guy, the helmet did fly off, but clearly just tackled him by the shoulders.
It was a loose helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Was that the Commanders game?
It was Dak.
Yeah.
Dak's helmet was just loose, and it came off, and they called it roughing the passer.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just watched it. It's crazy.
It's the worst call you've ever seen.
I guess the new paradigm is you can't fall with your body weight on top of the quarterback.
But but the quarterback jumped.
Which I don't understand, because last time I checked, you're supposed to bring down the quarterback by any means necessary, get them on the ground.
Right.
I guess that doesn't apply anymore.
And he didn't pick him up and drive him in.
No.
The quarterback actually jumped to throw.
Right.
He can't. The defender can't control that.
And what more can you do?
Yeah, it was
Catch him, I guess.
I mean,
and they
place
gave
him down softly.
I don't know what you're
and they
supposed
gave
to
him
do
the
as a
first.
defender.
Gave him the first down. They scored.
Yeah.
And if they would have lost based on that, it would have been nuts. Anyway. All right. So Saturday, Indiana, who is the Terps' next opponent this weekend.
Juggernaut.
They've scored a 56 for the third time this year. The UCLA stuff, the hot UCLA jargon, that was over quick.
Look,
56-6 over UCLA.
If the Terps find a way to beat Indiana, which I think is it's very small.
Yes.
It's the greatest win of Mike Loxley's tenure at Maryland.
Correct.
I mean, you beat
seems weird,
if you can
but
beat
yeah.
the number 2 team in the country on the
course.
heater that they're currently on.
Of course. It
It'll
would be huge.
But the odds are they won't stay within 3 touchdowns.
I would guess. Probably not.
Yeah, what's the opening number on that? It's got to be
look it up.
24 or something.
Oh, my God.
A&M beats LSU, and the story here is, LSU was ranked before this game, and they were still in the mix as a possible college football playoff team as a wild card. Now they're eliminated. They lose by 24, and A&M put up 35 points in the second half. Outscored the Tigers 35-7. Brian Kelly, who was in year 4, signed a 10-year deal back in 2021 for about $10.2 million per year. Is fired. He was there 4 years. His buyout's just over $54 million. This is crazy. I didn't think there was a chance they'd fire him because of that buyout. They did.
Well, a lot like James Franklin, it's the level of success. Because you look at his records: 10-4, 10-3, 9-4. All right, this year 5-3 start.
Not good enough.
Yeah,
it's not 3 or 4
crazy.
losses. When you're LSU and you're paying your coach $10 million a year, 3-4 losses, not going to cut
They
it.
probably got an English teacher over there that could coach him to 3 or 4 losses.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's not just that now. It's because, if it was just all up to athletic directors and presidents, they don't want to pay a guy $54 million not to work. It's all about the fans and the donors going, that's it. We're not giving money to your program anymore if you're going to keep them on staff.
The best job in America is highly paid college coach
With a
that then
buyout.
gets the rug pulled out from underneath you.
Yeah.
Brian Kelly gets $53 million. James Franklin, $49 million. Billy Napier at Florida, $21 million.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State, $15 million. Sam Pittman at Arkansas, $10 million. Deshaun Foster, one of the worst coaches I've ever seen in my lifetime.
He was there for 20 minutes.
$6.4 million. Your boy Brent Pry, $6 million at Virginia Tech. Trent Dilfer got $2.4 million to walk away from UAB.
They fired Trent?
What
I didn't know that.
is
When did they fire him?
2 weeks ago or
Can
last
we-
week. Or
Seriously, can we put our brains together and become a college coach? Just the four of us?
Yeah.
Somehow make it happen.
Give us the resume. Why we should get the gig, Cakes.
I don't
Beat
know.
the divas.
We've watched a lot of college football over the years. That's our resume.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
so now
Well, you've got your fake wide receiver screen.
It's a great play.
So now you've got-
Debo scored on it. a few weeks
LSU's
ago.
open, Florida's open,
Luke scored on it.
Arkansas's open,
Yeah.
Penn State's open, Virginia Tech is open, UCLA is open, Oklahoma State is open. I'm sure I'm missing one or two. UAB's obviously a group of six.
Biggies.
I mean, let's be honest. We knew Brian Kelly was a fraud.
Stanford is open.
We knew he was a fraud when he started with his fake Southern accent and his weird dancing in that viral video that went crazy a few years ago with one of the recruits at LSU.
I do remember
Well, it
that.
started to go viral again yesterday.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it did.
But here's the thing. I mean, it's just going to be a trickle down. So you've got 8, kind of big programs open.
Yeah.
Well, if a coach leaves another Power 4 school to take one of those jobs, well, that's open. Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's just going to be a trickle down. There's going to be so many jobs open.
By the way,
in the
I don't
next few
care
weeks.
how desperate my college football program is, how bad my team is. I wouldn't hire Brian Kelly. He just seems like a guy who's going to throw everybody under the bus at the first turn.
He seems unlikable.
He's a jerk.
He seems
He's
unlikable.
clearly a jerk. Very unlikable. I wouldn't want him to be the face of my program. Even if my program sucked, I would say, Brian Kelly, you just keep walking. You look for another job elsewhere. Not hiring you.
Remember his first move or one of his first public moves? He had the fake accent.
Yeah. I just talked about it. Yeah. He's
And he had the
he's a-
cheesy dance videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just talked about that literally 90 seconds ago. Where is your brain?
All right.
Sorry.
So
Just think about something else.
I would not. I wouldn't hire him if my team was winless. I'd find somebody else.
I know that.
I think
I know-
Franklin will get hired before he gets hired. I think.
Seems like a more
Oh, yeah.
attractive
I think
candidate.
so.
Yeah. He's much more likable dude.
Yeah.
I know that Franklin and Shane Beamer, look, South Carolina's having a bad year. They were preseason top 12 or so. Lenore Sellers.
For some reason,
their
I was
quarterback.
invested in that game. It was kind of fun to watch. I don't
The
know.
Bama game?
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, just that's a bad loss for South Carolina, the way they lost. Sellers fumbles with 1:40 left to lead them to the win, to give Bama the win. Anyway, I know that Franklin and Shane Beamer are on Virginia Tech's wish list. I could see Beamer because everything kind of went south at South Carolina this year for him, even though he said, I'm not leaving. South Carolina's my job. I'm here to
And
win.
he just got re-upped with a fat extension.
Yep. Franklin, I don't know if he would follow Brent Pry, who was on his staff at Penn State. They're boys. I don't know if he would replace him.
Right.
Why?
Don't know. It's just my.
Is that you think
it's
that's an
my
insult
gut.
or something?
Well, I just think that if you look at all the jobs,
It's like dating your boy's
I
ex-girlfriend.
think Virginia Tech is down on maybe 4, 5, 6 on that list. It's not LSU. It's not Florida.
Yeah, for sure.
Auburn could open up. It's not Auburn.
But I don't think he would turn it down just because his boy coached it before. Like that decision was already made. He has nothing to do with it. You know
It's
what I
just
mean?
my take. It's just
Yeah.
my take. Look, Hokie fans would love for Franklin to be there because
That'd be a huge hire.
he's a great recruiter, big name, could attract a lot of names. But anyway, there's 8 big jobs open.
So
It's not over yet.
we were talking about it. Valdez was saying that there's this thought that this might insulate a guy like Locks when you have so much turmoil around. That does this give him a little extra job security? Let's just say it goes south the rest of the way. I mean, they've already had some bad losses late in the game. Does this protect him or no?
I mean, kind of just depends on what the people feel. What are fans saying? What are donors saying? How's the AD feeling? It's a new AD.
I mean, if
He
you're
might want to bring in his own guy.
if you're Maryland, you're looking at this and saying, well, there's a lot of these schools that are in a better situation than we are. We're not the prettiest girl at the prom in terms
Yeah.
of coaching candidates. So you may not get the best candidate.
So you pass this cycle and give him another chance. Is the thinking that you're going with?
It's very possible.
It is possible. But if they continue to lose, I don't know if they'll have any other recourse.
Well, if
They
they
might
lose, well, here's also icing on the cake. Is they just had a 5-star go that they had locked in, who gave them their commitment and everything.
Verbal.
No, he was cutting off recruiting from other schools, just going a visit to South Carolina. Ely, the defensive end.
Okay.
So if you lose out, and then all of a sudden you're losing these
players.
you're losing these big recruits that you're already known for snatching up.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, well, what's the point of keeping you around?
Yeah, it's a good point. So anyway, there was some crazy stuff. Texas ended up coming back from down 17 late in the game. Arch Manning gets a concussion, although that was they had already come back to tie it.
He put up decent numbers.
He did. He threw 3 touchdowns.
No, he had a
and
pick.
He did have a pick, but they come back and beat Mississippi State.
I was personally devastated by that because there were a bunch of people in the college survivor pool.
There were 9
that had the hook 'em horns.
This is just a bad loss for Mississippi State.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Mississippi State just completely gagged that game away.
But
Their running attack completely disappeared in the second half.
Yes.
It could do nothing.
There were a bunch of quarterback injuries. Dante Moore for Oregon got broken nose, got pummeled in the face. Prabula, the quarterback from Missouri, he got a dislocated ankle. So they lost to Vanderbilt. I mean, there was just some crazy finishes and crazy scores. But the big story in college football is obviously Brian Kelly let go by LSU. Quickly, got to give a shout out to Mikey Brennan. Mikey Brennan's a local dude from Leesburg, went to Tuscarora High School, played at Wake Forest. He was playing the Bank of Utah Championship on the PGA Tour, and he was a sponsor and invitee. He was a sponsor exempt invitee. In his first PGA Tour event as a pro, wins the event.
Pretty sick.
All right, so that means he gets skips the Korn Ferry Tour, doesn't have to play on the minor league tour, gets a 2-year exemption to play on the PGA Tour. And that is huge. Can play in the PGA Championship, can play in the Players. Doesn't he get an invite to the Masters? Since he won a tournament?
I'm not sure if every event.
I don't
gets
know
one.
if you're outside of a world ranking, even though you won an event. I don't know if you get an invite.
There's no automatic invite to the Masters?
I think that's based off of rankings and FedEx points.
Okay. All right. You might be right. But a huge win for Mikey Brennan because now he gets a 2-year exemption. He'll be playing on the PGA Tour for the next 2 years.
Very cool for him. That's awesome.
And, of course, he's a member at River Creek. His family's a member at River Creek. And they had a watch party there. They're showing the cameras in the clubhouse, in the bar, in the restaurant. And just a big win for Mikey Brennan playing in his first PGA Tour event as a pro. He wins.
Hey, can you sprinkle in a little Wizards talk? I know they stink, and they're going to have a terrible season. They're going to win 20 games. They're off to a 1-2 start. But 2 things. On Friday, Keyshawn George had a bomb diggity game.
He did.
34 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists.
Unfunny Ben said he might be the breakout guy.
Keyshawn George
Yeah, he
hit
was that
7 of 9 3-pointers in the game.
By the way,
And they won at Dallas.
They won. I tailed Ben, and I took like a
The
player.
tray?
I took a player combo bet with Keyshawn, which hit easily. He just needed to hit 25 total points, rebounds, and assists. And we blew that out of the water. And I comboed it with Trey, hitting 2 3 balls. I turned $10 into like
remember
65.
When they
Oh, there you
drafted
Pumped.
Keyshawn, he was kind of an afterthought of the guys. And I remember saying to Will, like, he reminds me of a poor man's maybe like Robert Ory. He's way more than Robert Ory.
I mean,
like way
he's
more.
got handle.
Yeah,
he
he
can
can do it all.
rebound. Yeah, he's jack of all trades. type.
So that's one. He had a bomb diggity.
Yeah.
And the second thing I think worth mentioning is Trey Johnson in 3 games. He averages 27 minutes a game. This is their number 1 pick this year. He's averaging 17 points per game.
Love it.
So his points per minute production
Instant
is
offense.
absurd.
Instant offense, you're right.
It's not to say it translates 100% if you extrapolate it, but imagine if you gave him starter minutes, gave him 40 minutes a game. He's averaging mid-20s.
He's an offensive machine.
And they were a small favorite over the Hornets yesterday.
Guess they shouldn't have been.
And
Doesn't it feel like they play the Hornets every third game?
Well, they aren't they Southeast Division foes, JP? They're division
Yeah.
I mean,
rivals.
we saw LaMelo chuck it
Yeah.
in person last
LaMelo
season.
tripped Dub 38, 13, and 13.
It's pretty good.
When we saw him play in person, he didn't have close to 13 assists because he wouldn't pass the ball.
Well, he also was throwing up a bunch of bricks, too.
Yeah.
Which of their regular players is a decent defender?
For the Wizards?
Yeah.
Keyshawn George is
probably.
easily their best defender. Like
Easily?
overall, he can guard 1 through 4, really good on the perimeter. He got into foul trouble yesterday because he had the assignment of guarding LaMelo Ball. He was handsy. He was aggressive with them. Sarr's their best rim defender easily. EB, you know you have that bit where you post you kicking a field goal every time somebody misses one? Maybe, do you have a clip of you getting a stop defensively in basketball? Maybe you should start posting that whenever the Wizards can't get a stop defensively.
That'd be a rare
He's been
occurrence.
posting a lot. He's been posting that multiple times per
No,
Wizards
when they say
game.
when they get a stop or don't get a
When
stop.
they don't get a stop.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Post it proving that you can do it.
Yeah.
So they beat Dallas on Saturday, lose to the Hornets yesterday. I'm not sure who their next game is.
I can tell you, their next game is against
Yeah, when's their next
the
play?
Sixers.
Sixers.
Here.
All right. Austin Reeves had 51 for the Lakers last night against Sacramento.
He almost
Crazy.
had it tripped up 51, 11, and 9. And that's on the heels. By the way, Luka didn't play in this game. The previous game, Luka had 48, and they clearly wanted to get him 50, so he stayed in the game. He gets fouled. They gave him one last possession, and he missed a free throw, so he finished with 49.
92 points in his first 2 games, I think. I think I saw that. Something nuts like that. Anyway, all right, so that was for the Wizards. Got game 3 of the World Series tonight in L.A. Dodgers split with the Blue Jays in Toronto, beat them 5-1 on Saturday.
We're going to see Max tonight, right?
Scherzer goes for Toronto against Glasnow for L.A., and then Shohei will pitch game 4 tomorrow night for L.A. against Bieber. So if you're still interested in the World Series, game 3 is tonight. Caps got pummeled by Ottawa
They got punked.
on I think that was Saturday.
What was the final?
7-1.
It was 4-0 when I gave up on
7-1.
it.
That is a brutal L.
Chucky allowed all 7 goals.
I turned it on 2 minutes into the game. They were already down 1-0.
And that's,
I didn't watch any of that.
it's not a great way to celebrate Ovi's 1500th game
No.
with the Capitals.
Yeah.
No.
But they're at Dallas, I think, tomorrow.
Carbs had a scowl the whole time.
Oh, I'm sure he was not happy.
They were outshot. They were just getting smoked.
Night off. Happens.
Yeah.
And pour one out for Nick Mangold, who was a center
Awful
for the
story.
Jets for many years. Apparently a really good dude, had a kidney disease, and then he went on social, I guess, and asked for a donor.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
couple
2.5 weeks
weeks
ago.
ago.
It was relatively recent.
And I'm not sure what the status was of the donor was, and then he passed away
That's
over
awful.
over the weekend, 41 years old.
Coming up at 7 o'clock, we'll hit the skins, get into Chiefs Commanders on Monday Night Football. Can the Commanders get on the right track with an upset victory on the road? Later in the program, Alex Gold from Kansas City will check in with him right here on the Junkies.
Ever see a rookie try to steal second base without checking the pitcher? Yeah, that usually doesn't end well. The same goes for investing. Making big financial decisions without a game plan, that is a rookie mistake that you don't want to make. That's where Trajan Wealth comes in. Their fiduciary advisors have decades of experience helping clients plan for retirement, lower investment costs, and optimize old 401ks too. No guesswork, no gimmicks, just a solid strategy built around your goals. Avoid the rookie mistakes. Call Trajan Wealth today at 202-929-6600. That's 202-929-6600, or visit trajanwealth.com. That's trajanwealth.com. When it comes to your future, you don't want to get thrown out at second base. Call Trajan Wealth at 202-929-6600, or visit them at trajanwealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com.
Hey, last week we spent some time talking about the big theft at the Louvre in Paris.
They catch those guys?
Caught 2 suspects.
Look at that.
Been arrested. Of course, like $76 million worth of items were taken from the Louvre. 4 thieves using power tools broke into the building in broad daylight. Mm-hmm. So they got 2 of them. One of the suspects was preparing to travel to Algeria, and the other one was going to Mali. I don't think I could find either of them on the map. I might get somewhat close.
I could be wrong. I think Mali is it an island off of Indonesia? I think
Sounds right.
I think that could be correct, but I'm not 100% on it.
So apparently they got DNA,
Okay.
and the DNA led to identifying at least one of the suspects.
So those dudes were already in a database.
So the gang apparently left behind items, including gloves and a jacket. That seems dumb.
Mali, by the way, definitely not an island. It's in Africa. I got it confused
Way
with
off.
Oh, Bali.
Bali. I got my Bali and my Mali mixed up.
Yeah, but if I had
was
to
thinking I had
choose,
Koulibaly on the brain.
I'll be honest, if I had to choose a continent, if you
Yeah.
said where's Mali, I would have chosen Asia. So I would have been wrong. It's in Africa.
That's correct.
And Algeria, I think, is in Europe.
No, it's in Africa.
That's Africa
Yeah.
too.
No, it's
Algeria is definitely.
So I'd be
Algeria.
over 2.
Yeah, Algeria is northern Africa, I believe.
Okay.
Look, I don't know the globe that well, but I can't believe you
close
thought
to Italy?
Algeria was in Europe.
Is it?
North Africa, Northern
North-
Africa.
Okay, so
Africa,
is it
yeah.
like underneath the boot?
Possibly.
I think Algeria and Italy might be close.
I need
That's
to
why I
bone
put
up
them.
on my geography.
All right, 0 for 2.
Geography before I go on
I'm a
Jeopardy.
donk. But apparently, yeah, they left a jacket and gloves, and
Well, that's so
it's been
sloppy.
reported that they dropped a crown that once belonged
Crown.
to the wife of Napoleon III.
That's sloppy work. I mean, you're leaving your jacket and your gloves filled with DNA behind. And look, I can understand fumbling one of the pieces of jewelry. Like they're clearly in a hurry to get out of there. But leaving your jacket and your gloves behind, you're just begging to be caught.
Good. At least you got them. How many more are they looking for? How many?
So there were 4.
So looking
they
for 2
say
more.
2 of the thieves entered by cutting through the window with power tools. Then they threatened the guards who evacuated the premises and cut through the glass of 2 display cases containing the jewels.
Well, it's only a matter of time before the other 2 flip on their buddies, their accomplices. They're going to offer them a sweeter deal, and they're going to give those guys up.
EB, did you see how they escaped?
I thought they
Their
just
mode
ran
of
off.
transportation?
Was it a bike?
Scooters?
2 scooters.
Why
Yeah.
not? Of course, you can weave through traffic easier on a scooter, JP.
I just would think with cameras, how do you really escape anything?
They say that the only camera monitoring the exterior wall of the Louvre where they broke in was pointing away from the first floor balcony that led to the Gallery of Apollo.
But can't you just see
Whatever
them
that
a couple
is.
blocks away? Another, when they're on their scooters.
It says CCTV around the perimeter was also weak and aging.
Yeah.
Poor infrastructure.
Yeah.
So the staff failed to spot the gang early enough to stop the theft.
It's always amazing to me how there's this underground black market for stolen goods. But obviously there must be. Or they
Well, I think we talked
said they
about
were
they're
going to
gonna
melt it down.
Yeah, they're
right?
going to melt
Yeah.
it down.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, can you do that on your own?
You
Doesn't
can't
that take-
leave a jacket behind and your
No,
gloves behind.
so sloppy.
Yeah, that's pretty sloppy.
When we pull off a heist and or a robbery, we're not leaving anything behind.
Yeah, right.
Make sure we leave with everything we go in with.
I used to always kind of fantasize if I could commit the perfect crime, the perfect murder, and I just know I can't. There's no way I could.
You're gonna get caught.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
100%.
could pull it off, but you know how escape rooms have become popular?
Sure.
Is there a way that you could create something where you do try and pull off a heist? Because everybody would want to try, right?
Like
So you can't get shot, you can't get killed.
Sim heist.
Yes.
I don't hate the idea.
A heist simulator.
A
Sell
heist,
it.
a heist simulator. Yeah.
yeah, but
They put you on the clock. You got to make sure that you're getting in and out by a certain time.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to be patient, like Clive Owen and Inside Man.
it's true.
Heist doesn't,
You got to play the long game.
I mean, would you have like unsuspecting like victims, or they would have to be part of the operation?
I don't know. I'm just
That's the way
spitballing
it
here.
could go sideways.
Yeah, that's
You
not
know, like,
go
that's-
bad.
It's a factor you have to work in there.
But there's an escape room that I see all the time in Rio, and it seems to have constant business.
All I know
Those are
is
still popular.
if I were to rob a bank, which I wouldn't, I would never rob a bank. So anybody,
What about if you were absolutely busto?
yeah, if I was just busto and I had to rob a bank, of course I'm gonna go to a bank that doesn't have bulletproof glass all over the place. That's first and foremost.
No.
And I have to case it out beforehand to make sure there's no
If you're-
armed security.
Would you do this move? Like, not have a gun?
Of course not. No, I would not do that
would not
move.
put your
And I
hand-
wouldn't. I certainly would. I've seen this move 1,000 times.
But then you wouldn't. I mean,
No.
I'm sure you could probably still get
just-
prosecuted for armed robbery. But
I would at minimum have, an unloaded gun.
No.
I can't stick my hand under my shirt, and I'm also not going to I'm not going to write a little note and pass it to the bank teller saying, "This is a robbery. Give me all the money." That just seems wildly ineffective.
I mean, it's sad, but you just rip the purse off an old lady.
That's your move.
Steal
You
her
think an
credit
old
card.
lady
you don't know how much money she
You think she
has.
has a
All right,
bunch of
credit
cash?
You
cards.
steal her credit cards.
That's a horrible plan. You steal-
It's better than robbing a bank, I think.
yeah,
think.
but I mean, your potential payoff is
Payoff is a lot.
I mean, it's not great.
Yeah.
Do you believe that all of these bags of money that you get have the die packs?
See, I don't know.
You hear that that's
You
the
hear-
case, right?
You do hear that. But I think that's where you don't get greedy. Like if you go in and rob the bank, you just get the money that's in like the drawer right where the teller is. You don't go get the money out of the back. That's where probably all the die pack cash
So you worked
is.
in retail for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
Were you ever robbed?
No. I mean, aside from
Just shoplifting.
people random stealing.
Did you ever
sure.
catch people shoplifting?
No, we were advised not to engage with them. That was loss prevention's gig.
Mm-hmm.
So
they didn't want-
so you would see people
I don't
and
know
you just
that I
let
really-
it go. You never really saw anything.
Dude, I was too busy on the front lines.
I've seen people doing it safely.
calling cashiers up to ring people up. I wasn't worried about people stealing Teddy Ruxpins and Tickle Me Elmos.
I've seen a lady go into our Safeway actually, and just went load up her cart and just rolled right out.
But here's where I was all.
They didn't do anything. They just stared at her.
I mean,
I saw
that's
some dude
hurting.
put a pack of T-bone steaks on in his belt, put his shirt over him, walked right out.
Right.
I did get butt nervous though. Every time the guy came in for the pickup, the cash pickup, the guy who came in from the armored truck,
Right.
Because those guys mean business, like because they have a target on their back everywhere they go.
Big time.
They don't want to mess around. They want to get in. They want you to open up the safe, give them the sack of cash, and they're on their way. I was always worried that I was going to fumble around with the combo lock to open the dumb
Well,
safe.
that's what my dad did at Camden Yards and
Yeah.
at Raven Stadium. Is that he would go to the concession stands,
Right.
take the money, and walk it down
Right.
to like the cash room that you
Sure.
would see in the town.
I had
That's
To
what
a
my
lesser
dad. That's what my dad did.
Yeah.
Part-time work.
That's
to a
a
lesser
great gig.
extent, I did that at Indian Spring Country Club. I'd take the cash. I don't even know where it came from. I guess from all the pro shops and the dining rooms and everything, and I would take it to the bank.
Right.
It was a hurting job.
Yeah. Well, people
And
know.
I had that classic like blue zipper leather bag.
Yeah, like a canvas bag.
You know what I mean?
Everybody knows it's
Everybody knows it's the bank bag, and you got all the money in
freaking
it.
My dad had something like that, but he had his own fanny pack.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he would put it in his fanny pack, waddle down to the to the cash room,
Yeah.
drop it off, and
Make
go
the
hit
drop.
and go hit the next Jimmy's seafood stand.
You do feel like a sitting duck.
Oh, such a sitting duck.
Yeah.
You're such a big
if anybody's
target.
paying any attention to you.
Yeah.
What was
Anyway,
the,
they've
what was
got
the
2
biggest
out of 4.
deposit that you made? Do you remember?
Oh, I know. It was in the thousands.
Couple thousand, 3,000,
Yeah,
4,000?
It wasn't. Yeah.
So they got 2 out of 4 in the Louvre heist. If you were sweating that.
They'll get the other two.
All right, coming
in
up
the quickness.
next, we're going to hit the skins. EB will fill us in on who's going to be the kicker tonight for the Washington
I don't
Commanders.
think we know yet, do we?
All right, we'll get to that next here on the Junkies.
Hey, I got to tell you about Foley Mechanical. When my HVAC went out, I called Dan Foley. He didn't just send his crew of 6 out. He showed up himself. He actually did work in my basement, had his laptop down there, overseeing everything. He owns 100% of the company. No franchise, no giant corporation, no private equity. He runs a tight ship, takes pride in every install. So does his team. They came out to my house, replaced my HVAC, my water heater, and my sump pump all in one day. And I saw how firsthand how skilled and hardworking the crew is. They care. Foley Mechanical is full service, heating, AC, hot water, boilers. They specialize in older homes with radiator heat. Not a lot of companies know how to deal with radiators, but Dan and his team, they do. They serve D.C., Maryland, Virginia, proudly install Amana HVAC equipment. So if you want quality service from a company you can trust, like I did, call Foley Mechanical and ask for Dan. Make sure you tell him Bish sent you.
This update driven by your local Washington area Honda dealers. As big as it gets for the Commanders tonight, facing off against the Kansas City Chiefs on the road. Monday Night Football at 8:15. The Burgundy and Gold pregame on the Fan at 6:30 tonight. Defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. on how to slow Patrick Mahomes.
Make sure we keep eyes on him where he can't, just because if he sees it, he's rushed for as many first downs as any quarterback in the league. So we can't allow that also, because that's how they keep drives going. We have to get the stops on third down.
Tucker Kraft, 2 touchdowns. Green Bay beat Pittsburgh 35-25. Denver crushed Dallas 44-24. Eagles beat the Giants 38-20. Cam Scatteraboo suffered a dislocated ankle. LaMelo Ball a triple-double as the Hornets come back to beat the Wizards 139-113. LSU has fired head coach Brian Kelly. They owe him a $54 million buyout. Virginia now number 15 in the AP Top 25. Navy and JMU getting votes. It's Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, and Georgia top 5. Byron Kerr on the Fan.
Welcome back to the show. Junks coming to you live on 106.7 The Fan, Team 980, 910 The Fan. If you're listening in Richmond, you can also watch us on the Monumental Sports Network. We're brought to you by our friends at Crop Metcalf, the official heating and cooling company of the Junks.
I don't think this thing's working, but this is not going to work. Just so you know, this camera thing's not going to work.
You called your shot. You already knocked it down.
Yeah.
Real quick, this is just fascinating. So my headphones broke. All right.
Oh, they're definitely broke.
They snapped.
Yeah.
So during the break, I go to Amazon and I just ordered some new ones. And then Jason goes, "Why'd you do that? I have 2 new ones in my bag."
I do.
What is he doing?
You know this. He likes those.
I do.
He likes the way they
It's
sound.
a badge of honor for him to wear the
It is
W
a badge of
ones.
honor. But I've also told you that
They sound
these foam
differently.
insert things,
Yeah.
the sound is better, but they're more comfortable. The other ones don't have the foam inserts. They're harder on the ears, so they're just a little bit more uncomfortable. I'll wear them when I have to, but these are still working.
I love how you now have a right sideburn that's made of foam instead of your human hair.
Oh, yeah.
That's creeping down the side of your face.
So funny.
Never change. I love.
I mean,
I
the
love what you're
combined
doing.
age, the combined age of this computer, this HP, and these headphones has got to be 27 years
All
old.
right, give me one of your headphones I'll use for
easily.
the rest of the show, because this is annoying.
But you're going to need batteries for those things.
I just said for today's show.
I know, but don't you need
No,
batteries?
these are just plug in.
I'm just curious to see. He probably has really nice headphones.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
thought all the Bose had batteries.
This is a plug in.
He's good to go. There you have it.
that.
Brand new cans for JP Flame.
So those aren't the same. Those aren't the noise canceling. That
I'd have to look on the box.
that doesn't matter. We're getting caught up in minutia. Nobody cares about headphones.
But these are, they're good. They're brand new.
Yeah.
I've worn them maybe once.
But you do care about Jason's personality. That look, brand new phones.
Well,
that he just
eventually I'm
doesn't
going to
use.
end up using them.
Yeah.
But I don't need to yet because these are still going strong.
They're still good.
All right,
They don't
Kicks.
look like
I
it.
want you to keep wearing
They
them.
don't look like it, but they're still going strong.
Let's
Very
hit
good.
the skins, and we've got a new sponsor
Love it.
cooked up by our friends at Oseo Korean Barbecue in the Lansdowne Town Center. I love Korean barbecue.
Love it.
Authentic Korean flavors, bold marinades, premium cuts grilled right at your table. A dining experience that's as fun as it is delicious. Perfect for date night or dinner with the fam. Oseo means come on in. Make sure you get me a gift card because
That's
I
what I was
will
about to say.
100% come on
That
in.
means-
Where is that?
It's at the Lansdowne Town Center.
Lansdowne, okay. Out near me.
I'm kind of in that area all the time. But club volleyball starts in a couple weeks.
Go sample it. Give us some recon on it.
Oh, I love
I'm sure it's
Korean
delicious.
barbecue. Love, love,
Bring
love,
me some.
love.
Bring me some kimchi, please. Thank you very much.
You know, you could get kimchi when you go to Costco. Do you ever get it? You get a big jar of it.
I don't think I need that much kimchi,
But it's
a
good.
Costco level container, but
Yeah.
I'll take that under advisement.
All right, so obviously, massive game. I think, the chances are low for us against this Chiefs team, coming off a commanding performance against the Raiders, right, where they just dominated. Only had, I think they had 3 first downs. We talked about it all week.
That's right. Chiefs had 30. The Raiders had 3.
But
You want to know the updated numbers?
sure,
All right, so updated numbers. This is on FanDuel, but this is 11 and a half. Kansas City minus 720 on the money.
Oh.
All right, not as high as the Colts were yesterday. They were about minus 1,500. Total's 47 and a half. If you like the Commanders to win outright, plus 520.
Oh, big payout.
So $10 pay you 52.
but the good news is, and this is what's kind of interesting, because I think this was kind of the same scenario that happened with San Diego. San Diego's missing 2 offensive linemen, right? Well, it looks like the Chiefs are going to be missing 2 of their starting linemen. Josh Simmons, their tackle, out. And their other guy, is it Tyler something? I don't have it right in front of me. He looks
Tyler
like
Smith, or
Tyler-
no, Trey Smith.
Trey Smith, he looks like he's doubtful, probably out.
Those are
He's
two
their
important,
guard.
2 important pieces for them. And Simmons is going through some sort of personal issue that I think it's kept him out of at least 1, if not 2 games already. So I'm, hopefully everything's okay. I know that Andy Reid's talked about it, but that's good news for the
Yeah,
Commanders.
neither Josh Simmons nor right guard Trey Smith practice this week. Jalen Moore will make his 3rd consecutive start in place of Simmons, while Mike Caliendo is expected to fill in for Smith, who's
Frank's
officially listed as
Silly
doubtful.
John Madden.
Yep,
Now,
he's good at it.
Andy Reid did hype up Frank's brother. He hyped up Mike. He said, we've always looked at Mike as a starter. I think all the guys do, the coaches do. They got confidence in him. So they're pumping him up. But the fact is, they're missing 2 of their 5 starters on the offensive line. Now, it doesn't help that all of a sudden now Deron Payne has an injury. I don't know if you guys saw that. Dorrance Armstrong, of course, out for the year. Let me see if I can give you the actual...
And the Chiefs aren't missing anybody on offense.
Not that I'm aware
Nope,
of.
I don't see any red.
I'm sorry.
D's or
I'm
Q's
sorry.
next to
I'm
their
sorry on
names.
defense.
Right.
On offense, they are, but not on defense.
So on the injury report, obviously Jaden Daniels out. Even tight end Colson Yankoff, he's out. Both of them with hamstrings. Matt Gay, as JP mentioned, questionable. Now he did make the trip, which leads people to think it's looking positive, but it could be a deal where, like, they wake up today and they kind of see how he feels, and if it looks a little dicey, they might sign somebody today
He's
because
got a
they don't
back
have
injury.
a kicker. They don't have a kicker on the practice squad.
I didn't see one.
Well, they've seen up close and personal what happens when you don't have a backup kicker. When the Giants came in here last year and Graham Gano got banged up early in the game.
Yep.
Like, they have to have. They
gotta
know
have
he's got a back
somebody.
injury. They have to have somebody signed before this game tonight
Right.
as an emergency guy.
Even if he says, I'm good, don't worry about it.
That's fine. He can say that all he wants, but I want somebody that's going to be on my
So
53.
you want to carry 2 kickers tonight.
At least for tonight.
You would
Cover your
think-
bases.
You would think if they were going to do that, they would have already done it, though.
You would think.
So they don't have another kicker that traveled out there with them.
Nope.
I don't get it.
What are they just going to
That's telling me Matt Gay is going to be fine then.
He did travel,
tells me they
That
have
tells me
confidence
Gay
in
is
him.
going to
but
go.
he didn't practice on Saturday.
Yeah, but when he
Okay.
when he does
He
this the
did
first
on-
time, and then he goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
my back," then Tressway is going to be kicking. Then it's going to be Tressway kicking.
Because if they were that concerned,
goals and
they would have
extra
had
points.
somebody either already signed or
My
traveled
guess
with them.
is they're not stupid.
Yeah, they're
so
not dumb.
they've already talked to kickers.
Yeah.
They've probably said be on standby.
Yeah. Maybe there's
We'll
one in
let
a
you know.
hotel waiting.
Yes, we'll let you know on
Yeah,
Monday
fly
morning.
one to Kansas City.
Yeah,
There's
And
gotta
we'll
be
let you
something.
Have
know
'em
Monday
chill.
morning.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll let you know Monday morning if we need you.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
But I
there's a
think
couple
if they were
bucks
going
for
to
you.
guarantee to have 2, they would have already done it.
Right. I think they are pretty confident Gay's going to go.
Yeah, I think.
Well, if he does go, does it mean his range is limited?
yeah, I mean, it could be.
Well, Cake's already
well,
questions his
I
range.
mean, we already know it's
I
limited.
already know it's nubby.
We know his range is limited.
and by the way,
already.
this game ain't coming down to a Matt Gay field goal.
no, probably not.
I
Sorry,
don't
it's
think
not.
so.
It
They
ain't.
say
How great would it be if it does?
And he made it. He made a 54-yarder to win.
Well,
That would be amazing.
Over
But
50,
if it's
you know,
over
it's
50,
shaky.
I'm coming in
I'm
with a
not-
Matt
I'm not
Gay jersey.
banking on it.
I'm going to
Well,
wear a Matt Gay jersey.
You'd have to
for
make one your own.
I'd-
because
I
they don't
would.
sell those. They don't sell those on Fanatics.
I would.
Now, the good
I would
news
make
is-
it. I would write Gay on the back.
By the
And
way,
I'd stick it in Cakes' face
I know,
for 4
I know
hours.
you haven't seen this, but Brandon McManus, who's the kicker for the Packers, who was here for a minute before the whole sexual assault allegations that were ultimately dropped. He, I guess, saw a picture of some sad sack Packers fan sitting in a bar with a Brandon McManus jersey on. And he was getting goofed on. He was getting trolled on Twitter for wearing a kicker jersey. And McManus stood up for him and said, hey, have that guy send the jersey to me, put the address for Lambeau Field on it. He said, I'll sign it, and I'll send you 2 Packers tickets because you supported your boy.
Really?
You're supporting your local kicker in Brandon McManus. Nice move.
Speaking of kicking, props to Tyler, I believe it was Tyler Quang.
The Vanderbilt kicker?
Okay.
Or the kid?
The kid.
From Vanderbilt?
I don't know if he was a med student or I don't know. He was unbelievable.
It was chemical engineering.
Chemical engineer, I'm sorry. $500,000 to kick a 33-yarder.
Okay.
He kicked that thing 50 yards.
Right down the middle.
Crushed it.
He was a former soccer player who he did say kicked his senior year for the football team.
Yes.
Okay, well, he's a ringer.
He was a little bit of a ringer.
It's not like you just pull some kid
But that's
out of
fine.
They still could have missed it.
You didn't pull him out of the engineering wing and say,
Still had
hey,
to do it.
go make a kick.
No,
kicked
but
it in his
Cakes,
socks.
Cakes, believe me, there have been students who've played soccer for years or even kicked in high school who have shanked those balls.
Sure.
Because of the pressure. This kid nailed it. $500,000.
Plus
That's
250
pretty nice.
for
Plus
charity.
250 plus yeah. 750
It's a nice
grand.
score. Great for him.
Crazy.
And
Props to him.
Nate Bargatze was the celebrity picker.
Yep.
Hey, because a chemical engineer that graduates from Vanderbilt, he's going to have a hard time making some cash out in the real world.
Yeah, but who knows what they're
It's going to be tough.
Who knows what his parents are paying for out of state
Oh, they're
tuition?
paying a lot.
I'm
Because
sure
the
it's a
kid
lot.
was from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Terry and Debo were full participants all week, so that's good.
No setbacks.
Didn't seem like there's any setbacks. They should be good to go. Sam Cosby, a full participant. Bobby Wagner is listed as a full participant, even though he's got like a weird thumb thing. Alex Smith, real quick, then we'll play some audio from Joe Witt and Cliff Kingsbury. Alex Smith talked about the loss of Terry, and he said Terry is such a big loss. The guys that Jaden had been playing with on the outside have actually been so impressed with what they've done, especially the last few weeks, but they're really hamstrung. So defense is really saying if we could load the box, we could play these guys one-on-one, we could really put an extra hat in the run game, and I think that's why we saw the run game kind of dissipate. I think this week it should open up.
Should. Even the
Marcus
Cowboys, who have a terrible defense, who run zone more than anybody in the NFL, said, our analytics people told us we got to play man against this team.
Right.
Because they had no threats.
Right. So Valdez has 2 clips here. One of Joe Witt. Let's play that where obviously the offense has struggled. It's not what it was last year, but it's not struggling like the defense. The defense, I think personally, is what's holding this team back. Here's Joe Witt on a change you might see this week.
I've been pleased with the Packers. I think Bobby and Oos have played well. We're going to give Jordan more looks and more opportunities. He came in and played with good speed, so I'm excited to see him with his snap count going up. And then you'll see a little bit of Kane as well to see how he can add to the party as well. Yeah, and you'll probably see some of it.
So Kane, he's talking about Kane Medrano. That's the kind of undersized linebacker, right, from UCLA that in theory should be able to cover tight ends, right? Because should have the speed and agility to be able to do that.
Go cover Travis Kelce tonight. That's your assignment.
Could be a big challenge for him. I know that Valdez also has Cliff. And remind me of what Cliff is talking about here. You told me during the break. And I
He's
forgot.
optimistic about the offense.
Oh,
getting
yeah,
back
because
on
now
track.
having the guys back. Yeah. Here's Cliff.
I've pretty glass half full type mentality, so I expect us to continue to improve, but I just, the biggest deal to me is just the turnover margin has been really bad, and in this league, that's the number one indicator of success, and so we have to improve there, and then just consistency, third down, if we can stay on the field will help, and then just play in, play out, making the routine plays. I feel like we'll have some good plays, and we'll string together some bad ones, and that's not who we've been, and we have to try to improve upon that.
Hey, your boy Marcus Mariota is getting the start. I believe he's undefeated against the Kansas City Chiefs in his career, including a playoff win.
Well, I know he has a win against them on a Monday night, right?
How
I think he
long
did.
ago was this?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
6 years.
So many years ago.
Here's the thing. I'm having a weird turn this morning.
Okay.
I'm slightly more optimistic than I was last week. Slightly.
Just because of the
Well,
receivers.
because
being
the
there?
offensive line, the two guys on the offensive line being out.
Yeah, but Washington's missing defensive linemen.
I know, but we got our receivers back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
got some swagger.
I have a little bit more confidence this morning than I did late last week.
Marcus has played well when he's had a chance.
I don't know why. I've been a little bit more confident.
But the thing is, Mahomes has he's got 6 receivers he can go to if you include Kelsey.
Yeah.
They are so deep at receiver.
Cakes,
I don't know. It's going to be hard to stop them.
I'll tell you why Marcus going into Arrowhead and winning is a big deal, because it's not like Arrowhead wasn't loud when he did it before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's able to manage the
been
crowd.
there, done that.
Yeah.
It shows he's been there, done that. Listen, I don't think he's going to be fazed by the crowd or by the noise. The guy's a pro, been around a long time. He's seen it all. He should be okay if he stays away from that stupid throw he made last week. He should be okay. The problem will be...
I think you need more than okay to compete with the Chiefs at Arrowhead and keep up with
Well,
Mahomes.
obviously the personnel is different, but like he has the experience of playing in the stadium, of winning in the stadium, of managing a silent count if you had to do that.
He shouldn't be overwhelmed by the
moment.
circumstance. Yeah.
The moment's not going to beat
I
him.
don't think so.
The other team will beat him.
And then having Terry and Debo out there, I mean, obviously gives them, hopefully we can sustain some drives and maybe score a few points. And then if we can, can we make the Chiefs pay for missing 2 starters on their offensive line?
I hope that's the case. I hope they sack Patrick Mahomes 4 times. I just don't see that happening.
The Raiders didn't make him pay last week.
Yeah, but I don't think.
What do you mean? They had 3 first downs.
Oh, okay.
I think
that is pretty good.
I think that we're better than the Raiders. I don't think that we're in the same league as the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't think that 2 offensive linemen being out is really going to affect them too much.
Well, it affected the Chargers. It seemed to affect the Chargers.
Yeah, but Mahomes it's a machine.
Justin Herbert's pretty good. He's
Yeah,
not Mahomes,
Herbert's no
he's pretty
bum.
good. Yeah.
No, but this is the Chiefs at home on a Monday night.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen.
I'm gonna put my.
I'm not putting my whole account on it. Where I was leaning.
Are you
going to
put anything on it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Been losing all my bets lately.
You need
Like
a
losing
turnaround.
everything. Losing everything.
You need something to spark it.
Although I did hit a teaser last night, but I don't know. I think I said it was about a 15 or 16% chance of us winning last week. I might be up to like 25, 30%.
Again, Mariota 2-0 against the Chiefs, including a comeback win in the playoffs at Arrowhead Stadium.
Hey, the matchup predictor has the Commanders with a 25.4% chance of winning.
It's kind of like where I'm at.
1 and 4.
1 and 4.
1 and 4 ain't bad.
What's our poll at right now? You can vote at Chunks Radio. It's a simple who wins, Commanders or
Probably
Chiefs.
right around that 25.
Here's
21% believe the Commanders pull off a win.
maybe we can bang out some calls. Are people feeling a little bit better about our chances today, given that it is for sure, it looks like Terry and Debo are going to be back, and the fact that the Chiefs are missing 2 starting offensive linemen? I mean, that's definitely an advantage for us. If we could, here's how it works. We get a little bit more productive offensively, and then we just force Mahomes into 1 or 2 bad throws, and we can capitalize, get a turnover. They had extra emphasis on forcing turnovers this week. Extra emphasis. They're
Okay, that's
punching
fine.
balls all day long.
That's fine. It doesn't mean it's
So
going
you
to
believe
manifest
You
itself
believe the
tonight.
secondary is going to have a good game against Mahomes and all those receivers?
I'm not saying they're going to have a good game, but I'm just saying maybe
But there
they
could
can
be
make
some
a play.
There could be some pass
Just
rush
maybe
that
can make
helps
a-
them.
Look, they'll probably give up a touchdown every drive.
Oh, okay.
But if maybe there's 2
You're just giving them a better chance than last
I
week.
thought. Yeah, if there's maybe there's 2 or 3 drives though where we actually do create a turnover or actually stop them because we could pressure them because they don't have their starting offensive line intact. I mean, you don't think that's
Look, I hope
possible
you're right.
at all?
I hope they shot
You give
the
me a
world.
0? You gave me a 0? You still at 0?
No,
Like close to
Chance for the
0?
Commanders to win?
no, because the NFL is unpredictable. I just don't give them 25%.
Not 0, but I don't think it's 25% like the matchup predictor thinks.
I think it's right
10
around
to
that 15.
15%, maybe.
Yeah, but you probably would have given the Dolphins in Atlanta a 10 to 15% chance against the
I
Falcons.
gave them a 0% chance to win yesterday. 0.
Meanwhile, Tua just carved them up.
I know. It was weird.
How about when the Bengals are up by 2 touchdowns on the Jets in the fourth quarter?
But the Jets are dead.
Dead.
Then I forgot that all Justin Fields does ever when he plays is he comes to play in the fourth quarter. He sucks for the first 3 quarters, and then he comes to life in the fourth.
I want to hear
And he
from
did it
people.
yesterday.
Are there others? Play the music. Are there others that are feeling a little more optimistic on game day? Are you feeling a little more optimistic?
I think you should, just based on having Debo and Terry McLaurin healthy.
So that opens up our offense. They're missing 2 guys on their offensive line. We create some pressures.
Got a quarterback. He's not afraid of Arrowhead. He's been there, done that,
Yeah, but
beaten them.
you did know that last week. You did know that Terry and Debo were going to go.
I kind of assumed, but I was a little bit worried because Terry practiced last week and then they pulled the rug out from underneath
Yeah,
us.
but you knew they were going to
I
go.
pretty much knew.
Yeah.
But now it's a fact.
Yes.
Barring some setback in warm-ups, those guys are going to be playing tonight.
1-800-636-1067. It's a burgundy and gold game day here on the Fan. We'll take your calls next. Do you see the Commanders pulling off the upset?
All right, guys. You know about my new obsession. That's right, Daisy French onion dip. One of the things I love doing year-round, really, especially during football season, is eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies, all while watching football, golf, just having family and friends over. And now Daisy's come out with their delicious Daisy French onion dip and their Daisy Ranch dip. They're absolute game changers. They're as delicious as a homemade dip. They're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your very own kitchen. So next time you get out to your grocery store, drag that cart over to the dip section, grab some Daisy French onion dip and some Daisy Ranch dip. I guarantee you're going to love it.
Welcome back on a burgundy and gold game day. Commanders at Arrowhead Stadium tonight, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, who've won a couple in a row. Chiefs are only 4-3 this year, but they are 3-1 at home. Commanders, of course, heading in the opposite direction, have lost their last couple of games. Asking you if they can right the ship and pull off an upset against the Chiefs. They will have Terry McLaurin in uniform and playing, and Deebo Samuel in uniform and playing tonight. They will not have Jaden Daniels. It'll be Marcus Mariota, who holds a 2-0 record against the Chiefs, including a playoff win.
You know what is kind of daunting, though, when you look at it? I do feel a little bit better than I did last week, but like they're like top 5 in total yards offensively, defensively, in yards allowed. They're like top 5. They're up there. I mean, this is a good football team. But what is interesting,
you're talking about the Chiefs.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a good football team. Duh.
Well, but I mean, they struggled early, but I mean, like, I can't remember.
They've righted the ship.
They've righted the
4 out of
ship.
5, yeah.
When was the last time we played a team that was top 5 in offense and top 5 in defense? I mean, usually they have a little bit of a weakness. Now, they're scoring, I think, 26.5 a game. I think that's the number.
Only allowing 17.
They're only allowing 17. But if you look at it just from that, like, they're scoring 26. What is it? Hold on. I have it on.
I'm looking at what they've done lately. In their last 3 wins, they've put up 37, 30, and 31.
Yeah. Well, they're averaging 26.6. Okay? So it's a little under the 31. They're hotter lately. We're averaging 25.7, and we're having kind of a down year. Now, their defense is better than any defense that we faced of late. So it'll be challenging, but you should look at it just in terms of what teams are scoring. We're only a point behind them.
Yeah, but 8th in points for at 26.6, 3rd in points against at 17.7, and you've got Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes, last year people were saying he had a down year. They're not saying that about him this year.
And I know you're hyping up the fact that they've lost 2 offensive linemen. Well, he's just going to dance around any pressure and pick up 8, 10, 12 yards with his legs. That's what he's been doing all season.
He has been running a lot.
So I'm not...
Yep.
It's great that they're down offensive linemen, but I don't think it impacts them a lot. Because Mahomes is so good at evading pressure that...
Yeah, I mean, and Andy Reid, I mean, he's not stupid. I mean, they've got great coaching staff. They've got 4 receivers. They can go 4 or 5 deep in their receiver.
I think it's
core.
going to be a bloodbath. Personally.
Kelsey's going to be
I
open.
think it's going to be like 38-13, like blowout city. And I don't think the Commanders are going to be on the right side of the blowout.
Like Washington might score a little bit more than that, but yeah, I think it'll be a couple touchdowns.
Can I give you a path?
Sure. I'd love to hear it.
I'm not saying that I believe that this is going to happen, but your guy Bill, last 2 games hasn't been so great, right?
Correct.
Bill bounce back. Bill has a couple of really long runs. We know he's explosive, and they get that running game going, which they depend on. This is a team that is a run-first team.
So Bill,
even if Jaden is a good passer, and I know Jaden's not playing tonight.
The last time the Raiders they faced the Raiders in their last game, they allowed 25 yards on 11 carries.
I get it. Every statistic. Find one good Raider statistic in that game. How about the previous game? I'm not saying that they've allowed all these great running backs, but I'm saying that Washington needs to establish that run and be successful like they were earlier in the season in their wins.
100%.
And he's capable of hitting a home run or 2.
In the previous game against the Lions, which the Chiefs won 30-17, they held Jahmyr Gibbs to 17 carries for 65 yards and David Montgomery 4 carries for 24 yards. That's one of the best rushing attacks in the NFL.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, they rank top 10 against the run.
I'm a little skeptical about what Bill can do against this rushing
But
attack.
I'm skeptical too. I'm just saying that that's the path. Look, Chris Jones is a monster.
He's going to be tough to handle.
He's a monster.
Yeah. But their secondary is really good, too. And they rank 3rd in the league in passing yards per game allowed. They're not even allowing 175 a game through the air.
But
Pretty damn
Bill's
good.
been quiet for a couple weeks. You are like the number 1 Bill stan.
Look, I love Bill. I just don't think he's going to have a huge game against a defense that's been good at containing the run, especially of late.
They will have to force turnovers, short fields, and like you said, they're going to have to run the ball really well.
Right.
Well, the season in many ways it kind of pivots on this because if they go out and get smoked,
Yeah.
like the way we thought last week, that's a disaster. you guys don't like, and I know we'll talk about it later, moral victories or whatever, but they have to this game has to stay competitive. It can't be, after all this emphasis, after all the team meetings. Hell, I heard DQ talk to damn near half the team individually at different times. Just trying to touch base. What can we do? What do we need to do? They've evaluated everything. If they go out there after all this evaluation and all of their renewed focus and approach and get smoked again, that ain't good.
Jason, how nice would you be if there was a Marshawn Lattimore pick 6 and a Matt Gay game-winning field goal?
What are the odds of that?
That would be his.
But I will say this: if they do somehow pull off the upset, and this would be the second biggest upset, in my opinion, in regular season this year, behind the Packers losing to the Browns.
Right.
But it could kind of flip the season around a little bit.
It could, but
because then you look at the rest of the schedule and go, we can hang with them, we can beat them.
Well,
we're getting Jaden
I think
back.
it goes sideways early. I see the Chiefs getting out to like a 21-3 lead and never turning back.
All right, let's make out some of these calls.
That's what I foresee.
I saw that last week. I'm just hoping we hang a little bit more. I woke up a little more optimistic today.
Good.
Let's go to Scott in Silver Spring. Scott, what's up, buddy? You're on with the Junkies.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, fellas. How y'all doing, man?
Hey, good.
I was feeling pretty good until this start of this segment, but God, man, Jesus. Y'all. Only thing that makes me feel good is getting Debo and Terry back. And the fact we don't have to change our offensive scheme at all for Marcus. They didn't have to install a new scheme. He has the same. He's not Jaden. We know that. But they don't have to change the plays. They don't have.
He's competent. He can run that offense. He can score some points with that offense.
Yeah. The only thing that scares me is Kansas City even going to dress their punter tonight? Is he going to be active? I don't know. But it's been a season of upsets, so that's what I'm hoping for. There's been a lot of upsets this year, and this is. If we look history-wise, this is the kind of game we win, and then fall on our face next week. But
next week's going to be tough too. They play Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle's
Sunday
a good team.
Seattle, yeah, I know. But
you would assume you get Jaden back next week.
Yeah, but Jaden hasn't been Jaden of last year, and Marcus is not Jaden, but he's as accomplished as Jaden in college. He's had a longer pro career. There's nothing Marcus is going to see tonight that he hasn't seen before.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He just can't throw a terrible pick when he's,
exactly.
all of a sudden about to be sacked and throw a grasper.
Right.
There's not a quarterback in the NFL that hasn't done that, though.
Of course.
Patrick's done that. There's not one that hasn't done that.
We understand that
in their career.
Right. It's a good point.
By the way, he started off optimistic as a caller, and then he turned pessimistic.
Yeah.
He was
listening to
upset
Cakes.
at our pessimism.
Well, no,
Cakes.
I can't sit here and spout off that I think the Commanders are going to win and compete if I don't think that's the case.
I'm not saying we're going to win, but I think we could be more competitive than I had anticipated. I think.
They have a path for victory. They have to play almost a perfect game for
They
them.
have to play great on offense. It's a classic. Keep them off the field. So somehow we got to find a way to sustain drives.
Yeah,
and then we got to get lucky once or twice on defense.
If somehow Bill has a huge game and Marcus rushes for 50-plus yards and they hold the ball for 35 minutes, then that's their path to victory.
Mahomes has to have a bad game. If he has a good game, it doesn't matter what they do offensively.
Because they're not going to be able to stop
and I hope we
him.
do take some chances defensively. We do a few things.
You want chances, not bend but don't break?
I hate the bend but don't break. Although every time we give up a field goal, I'm happy.
Right.
It
feels like a win.
Guys. If you've seen Harrison Butker trotting out on the field a bunch tonight, that is good for the Commanders.
All right, let's go. Let me see.
I don't see that happening.
Let's go to Sean in Richmond. Sean, what's up, man? You're on with the Junks. Sean, are you there? There you are. Hey, buddy.
Sean,
that's you.
Hey, guys. I'm sorry, man. It was a pause. Good morning, guys. How are you?
What's up?
Good.
what's up?
Hey, so I'm feeling, I wouldn't say confident, but I think we have a really good chance. And one of the things I called you guys a week or so ago, because you got Terry back, and Terry can stretch the field. I don't know, what his wind's going to be like, but I think that's going to open up the running game. And to me, I see this as a trap game. I think all the pressure's on Kansas City. because everybody's expecting them to win. And if you think back, guys, this is historically something that Washington's done. You think back to that Dallas game, that Jerry's World game where we were huge underdogs and Colt McCoy won. You think back to Pittsburgh being undefeated on a Monday night and you know, we beat them. I just think all the pressure is on Kansas City. We really got nothing to lose, and I think, you know, they're going to see the best version of our offense with both Terry and Debo on the field, and I think Bill will have a pretty good night tonight. And I think we'll collectively run over 100 yards rushing because they're not expecting that we can stretch the field, and I think we can now. So that's my thoughts. I wouldn't say confidently we win, but I think it's a trap game for Kansas City.
All right, that's a good thought.
I think that Kansas City knows how big this game is. Kansas City, if the playoffs started today, they're not in the playoffs.
Right. They can't look past.
They're not
they don't
looking
look
past
anybody.
Washington. I don't believe that at all. They know how big this game is. They are chasing two different teams in the division because they're behind Denver and they're behind the Chargers. They lost to Jacksonville head to head, so they don't have the tiebreaker with them, and they're 4-3. I don't think this is a trap game for them. They know how big this game is.
Let's go to Mike in Chesapeake. Mike, what's up?
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing great. What's up?
Man, I've been watching football since the 70s. I've never seen a 3-4 team supposed to be that afraid of a 4-3 team in my whole life.
That's a great point.
It's crazy.
Now that 4-3 team was in the Super Bowl last year and has a multiple-time MVP at quarterback.
Yeah, we made the playoffs last year and win the championship game. That don't mean we going this year though. But
that's right.
Fair point.
It's like I'd rather go to Kansas City and go to Detroit or Green Bay or Philadelphia or Buffalo any day.
Why?
I pick Kansas City. What in the world? I don't understand. Patrick Mahomes stumbling and bumbling. Travis Kelce slower than me. I mean, I don't get it. I'm gonna listen to y'all all morning. It's crazy. I don't understand how these people.
So you think we have a great chance? You think we have a great chance to go in there and win?
He's just not scared.
I'd rather go to Kansas City than Buffalo, Detroit, Green Bay, or Philly any day of the week.
Oh, you're going to get to play all those other teams too. Or have already.
Appreciate your call and
Thank you.
perspective.
Thank you, Mike.
Back to Bill, because I do think that's the path to win. The Chargers have a similar defense, especially against the run, than like the Chiefs. All right, the Chiefs slightly better ranked against the run than the Chargers, but it's separated by 5 or 6 yards. He had a monster against the Chargers.
Yeah,
14 carries for 111 yards. So it could happen. It's not like this Chiefs defense. I get what they did against the Raiders. And you bring up the Detroit Lions game. That was a good game for stopping the run. But you can maybe have a little success against them. It's a grasper, but I think that you got to have Bill have a bounce back and have a monster game. 1-800-636-1067 is the number if you want to chime in on the Burgundy and Gold game day here on The Fan. Welcome back on a burgundy and gold game day here on The Fan. Coming up at 9:20, we'll check in with the host of Cody and Gold on 96.5 The Fan in Kansas City. That's Alex Gold. So we will get the Chiefs' perspective. Of course, season didn't start off great for them, but they seem to have turned things around.
Oh, yeah. 4 out of 5.
Time now, though, for the Junkies Blitz, brought to you by Offenbachers. Football season is here, and cooler nights are calling. Score big with a hot tub and fire pit, warmth, comfort, and the perfect game day vibe. Let Offenbachers help you upgrade your backyard today. It's a Monday. We'll play overreaction or reality based on what we saw yesterday. And I'm actually stealing this from Nick Akridge from Pro Football Focus. So the Ravens beat the Bears yesterday, and Caleb wasn't awful, but overreaction or reality. If there was a redraft right now of the quarterbacks taken last year, Caleb Williams wouldn't be a top 3 quarterback.
Based on how they've played?
I think it's a given people would take Drake May and Jaden Daniels ahead of him.
Yep.
Right.
Some might take Bo Nix.
What about
That's
Bo
what I'm
Nix?
saying. Top 3.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's. I
You
think
think that's reality?
I think that's reality. I think Ryan Poles was so laser focused in on Caleb Williams, he didn't do his due diligence and properly research Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and company.
I didn't think he was terrible.
He had it in his mind. He was picking Caleb Williams.
They started off with 2 really good drives. They just had to settle for field goals. But his inaccuracy sometimes shows up.
Yeah, and the pick was really bad.
It was a good play by the corner. Undercut the route.
This is a bad throw. I mean, he wasn't good. He was, I mean, if you look at it, the completions, okay. Didn't throw a touchdown, threw a bad pick that led to a touchdown. He wasn't that good.
So much of it, though, is based on what they've done here at the NFL level, right? And Bo Nix, I think, and we said it at the time, he might have landed at the perfect spot. Like Sean Payton is a quarterback whisperer. He loved his skill set, felt like he could make that work. You know, if Caleb had gone there and vice versa, you might have a different situation. Do you know what I mean?
And Caleb is benefiting from Ben Johnson's system. I don't know what happened to DJ Moore, though.
Well, he's been usurped by Rome Odunze.
Yeah, he's all Odunze.
I mean, he looks for Odunze all
By the
the
way,
time.
we didn't talk about it. Should we be interested in Brian Thomas? Is he officially on the market?
It's a lot of money.
There were rumors about him. I mean, he's still on a rookie deal. He's
Yeah.
very doable contract wise.
Why would they want to trade their top receiver?
Diana Rossini tweeted that over the weekend that there was interest from other parties about BTJ. I mean, if I'm Adam Peters, I'm at least making a call to see what the price tag is.
It's one of Jaden's boys.
Yeah.
It's this guy.
He's super talented.
Reunite
right?
him with a guy from LSU.
It's a weak spot for us.
I'd at least explore it.
You'd have to give up a first rounder.
You think he's still worth a first rounder?
You're not giving up a third rounder for Brian Thomas.
Maybe a second. Maybe
I'd
a second and
I'd
a
be
fourth.
surprised. I just don't know why he's even on the market.
Well,
if you're
he
Jacksonville.
hasn't had anywhere near the rookie campaign he had last year. It doesn't seem to be on the same page as Trevor Lawrence.
I don't know if I put that. Is it on him?
I mean, it might
Trevor
be
Lawrence
growing
has been.
pains with the new offense. I don't know. I can't exactly put my finger on it.
I'd be shocked
But
if
if
they
they're
traded him.
offering him up, the Commander should at least call and see what the price is.
Pete Prisco has always said that Brian Thomas always looks like butt in practice. Every camp, every practice, he looks like butt. And for whatever reason, when he gets on the field, he balls out.
And remember too,
So now he's not really balling out and looks like butt in practice.
So they're over him.
they have a new GM that did not draft him last year
That's true.
that took power this year. So maybe he's just not his guy.
Overreaction or reality? The Indianapolis Colts are the best team in the NFL.
I think right now, until proven
Based on
otherwise, it's
record?
reality. Based on what
based
they're-
on record, they are.
Are
Based
they still
on
number
watching
one
them.
in point differential too? Are they
Well,
still up there?
Probably.
Probably.
Well,
I mean,
they
they're
smashed the Titans yesterday.
they're averaging almost 34 points per game. They're only allowing 19 points per game.
Yeah.
They've got Jonathan Taylor, who, if a quarterback doesn't win the MVP this year,
He's having a great
it's
year.
going to be Jonathan Taylor.
He's on pace for 30 touchdowns. 30.
But
if he scores 30 touchdowns, he has to win MVP. I don't care what any quarterback does.
Yeah.
If a running back scores 30 touchdowns in a season, you have to.
And he's got to be on pace for over 2,000 yards.
He's got to be.
Yeah.
You got to throw conventional wisdom out. You got to give him the award.
And you keep waiting for Daniel Jones to turn into a pumpkin, but he continues to ball out.
They're number one. They're number one in the NFL in yardage per game offensively.
Remember, they've played the Titans twice, the Dolphins, the Cardinals, the Raiders.
Yeah.
So just factor that in.
Daniel Jones right now, number 2 in the NFL in QBR. He's got 13 touchdowns with only 3 picks. If you go traditional passer rating, he's number 5.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that it seems to be like Daniel Jones in Indianapolis with Shane Steichen calling the plays is what Sam Darnold did last year with Kevin O'Connell calling the plays.
I mean, he's
a perfect fit.
He's printing himself a lot of money.
Yeah,
because
that is true.
I would assume Indianapolis with this success, they're going to work out some sort of extension for him, sign him to a longer term deal. He only signed a 1-year deal in the offseason.
You know who else is having a really good year for them? Michael Pittman.
Yeah.
What a catch he had. He was interfered. I don't even know how that touchdown, it looked like it kind of got caught in his right shoulder and somehow he just snagged it with his one arm while he was just getting
He doesn't get the
completely
overall
pummeled.
respect that he should as one of the better receivers in the league. He's really good.
All right, one more for you. Overreaction or reality. Mike McDaniels will not be fired this season, the Dolphins head coach.
During the season or?
Yeah, during the season.
No, they said that they're going to hold on. Did they say that publicly? I think he'll make it through.
Conventional wisdom was he was going to get whacked.
I thought if he was going to get whacked during the season, it should have been after last week. But I don't think he's going to make it to next season. Whether or not he gets fired mid-season, I'm not sure about that.
I think he'll make it to the end of the season, then they whack him. On the Black Friday or Black Monday, whatever that
Rough
is.
schedule for them upcoming. 2 home games against the Ravens on a short week, the Bills. Then they go overseas to play the Commanders.
Washington.
It's not an easy stretch. I think he retains his job till the end of the season.
They could win some games if they just limit the turnovers. And Tua was throwing a lot of picks early in the season.
Yep.
Which is unlike Tua. Like, he generally takes care of the ball.
By the way, the Falcons should be even more embarrassed at the fact that Tua carved them up basically with one eye shut.
Right.
All right.
His left eye was swollen shut, like during pregame warm-ups.
Well, they
you could see through his visor.
They ran for 45 yards against the Dolphins.
I mean, what
are they doing?
What are the Falcons doing yesterday? I do not understand that loss.
All right, coming up next, we're going to get back into the Commanders-Chiefs matchup. What's one thing you want to see from the Commanders tonight that'll make you feel good? Terry's going to be back in the lineup. Do you need to see him catch a touchdown pass? Bobby Wagner's been getting a lot of scrutiny over his play. Do you want to see him have a strong game? 1-800-636-1067. Want to hear from Commanders fans. What do you want to see tonight in this matchup against the Chiefs? It's a burgundy and gold game day here on The Fan.
All right, guys, you know me. I'm always out there trying to keep up on the golf course, hit some tennis, shoot some baskets. But injuries happen, right? Getting old. Back spasms, bone and joint pain, hamstrings bothering me today. They can really slow you down. That's why I trust Vantastat. Whether you need urgent advice after an injury, help understanding symptoms, or you just want a connection to over 400 plus CAO orthopedic specialists, Vantastat is there for you. Their urgent ortho helpline is open 365 days a year. Don't wait. Call this number, 844-VANTA-365. That's 844-VANTA-365. Seriously, I've seen how much a difference it can make.
This update driven by your local Washington area Honda dealers. Washington Commanders looking to get back to 500 by beating the Kansas City Chiefs tonight. That's 8:15 kickoff from Kansas City. The Burgundy and Gold pregame show on the Fan begins at 6:30. Defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. loves his linebackers.
I've been pleased with the backers. I think Bobby and Oos have played well. We're going to give Jordan more looks and more opportunities. He came in and played with good speed, so I'm excited to see him with his snap count going up. You'll see a little bit of Kane as well to see how he can add to the party as well.
Sunday Night Football goes to Green Bay over Pittsburgh 35-25. Denver beat Dallas 44-24. Cam Scatterbo suffers a dislocated ankle, had surgery last night. Eagles beat the Giants 38-20. LaMelo Ball, a triple-double. Hornets come back to beat the Wizards 139-113. LSU has fired coach Brian Kelly. The Orioles hire Craig Albarnaz as their manager. He comes over from the Cleveland Guardians. Byron Kerr on the Fan.
Welcome back on a Burgundy and Gold game day here on The Fan. We're the Junkies. Coming to you live on 106.7 The Fan and the Team 980 here in the DMV. 910 The Fan, 105.1 FM in Richmond. You can watch us on the Monumental Sports Network, and we're presented by Crop Metcalf. They're the official heating and cooling company of the Junkies. Looking to be their next 5-star HVAC technician or plumber, just visit cropmetcalf.com to join their team. It's Bishcake, CB, and JP. That is the foursome. Talking about tonight's game, what do you want to see? I know on social media, and something that we talked about last week was we want to see a more aggressive defense, right? Not one that sits back, but one that is blitzing. And I think if the Chiefs have some of these offensive line issues, which we talked about when we hit the Skins, if they have a couple starters out, bring the house, gamble. Why not? Because if you just sit back, he will pick you apart.
True. Yeah, you would.
The only times he ever really struggles is when he's had a lot of pressure.
You come after him, right? I think I'm going to flip it to the offense. I think Mariota has to play a really sound game. He's got to be efficient. You're not going to see him throw the ball 40 times. He's probably going to be in that mid-20s range, but he's just got to be efficient. He can't turn the ball over. He's got to play like he did in the Raider game. Now, I understand the Chiefs are much better than the Raiders. They proved that last week. Mm-hmm. But he also has to be able to run. You'd like to see Mariota get out there and run, close to 10 times, maybe 60, 65 yards. But he's just got to be efficient offensively because now he's got the top two receivers. Now, I don't know what to expect from Terry. I really don't.
I have no idea.
I don't know what to expect from him.
What you're going to see from him tonight.
Maybe he surprises everybody and looks like he didn't miss any time at all. But Debo is back and had the week off, but he still has that heel issue. Can't imagine it's completely healed, and it's 100%. But Mariota has to play efficient. He's got to be really good. If he's turning the ball over and giving Kansas City short fields, game over.
Another point of emphasis, which we've talked about a lot, is not falling behind early. So they've had double-digit first-half deficits in 5 of their first 7 games. They've trailed 10-0 twice, 13-0, 14-0. Last week they fell behind 20-8.
Right.
So if they've got any shot, they need to maybe get a lead, and that would help them commit to the running game, which I think is the path to victory. It doesn't necessarily have to be Bill, but I think Bill's probably got to rip off 1 or 2 long, explosive runs. You got to get your Marcus Mariota to like 50, 60 yards rushing and just dominate the running game.
What's his rushing prop for tonight?
I
know it's not 45 or 50.
No, it's probably like
25 or 30.
It's probably less than 30. Yeah,
you should go over it.
Let me tell you what it is real quick.
Here's why I'm not optimistic.
What do you think it is?
I would say it's 26 and a half.
28 and a half.
Okay. The Chiefs in their 4 wins have outscored their opponents 119-46.
Mm-hmm.
They're blowing people out. I know that they've got a hapless Raiders win
in their wins.
Right, in their wins.
Okay, they've lost 3 games.
Right, I'm expecting them to win the game tonight. So
but
when
they held
win,
the Lions to 17.
Right. When they win, they blow people out.
Yeah.
They don't beat you 17-13.
So do we. We won 21-6, 41-24, 27-10.
You're comping the Commanders' offense to the Chiefs.
We're only 1 point away from them.
Which do you think is more explosive?
I think that we've underachieved so far.
They have their backup quarterback playing tonight.
I'm just telling you, I think we've underachieved offensively.
I'm not arguing with that.
Well, of course, because you've
And
had all
if you
the
look
injuries.
at total points, they're averaging
All the injuries.
26.6. We're averaging 25.5. They're 1 point better than us. On the whole.
Factor in matchups, too. I mean,
Didn't we
say
learn
factor in
last year
Looking
that
at it
margin of
broadly.
victory can be overrated because
can
the
be.
Chiefs won how many squeakers
No,
last
here's the
year?
difference between the two teams. All right, obviously their offense, you're Mahomes versus Mariota,
Right.
no comparison. Their Chiefs defense is allowing 17 a game.
Mm-hmm.
They're number 3 in the league against the pass.
Mm-hmm.
They don't allow a lot of yards or points. That's the major difference. And it's a Monday night game in Kansas City.
Is there a way that we could be competitive and have a chance in the fourth quarter if Terry doesn't have with Terry not having an impact?
Yes.
You think
Running
there
game.
is? I think Terry still has to have a couple explosive plays.
Right, because that
Probably.
opens up the
Or
running game.
Debo. Or
Like you have
Debo.
to have
Yeah.
a threat of
I think in
Terry or
particular
somebody
Terry, 'cause
downfield.
Terry's basically had one play that people remember, and that's the one he got hurt on.
Correct.
He's basically had one play this year.
So far this season.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like I said, I just don't know what to expect from him.
All right, let's.
But I do think defensively aggressive. Don't just sit back. He'll pick you apart. So defensively be aggressive, and then on offense, you got to get that running game going.
But did you talk about yet? Because I was pooping. Did you talk about winning the coin toss and accepting the ball first?
We didn't talk about that specific, but we did talk about slow starts.
I would do that if I were Quinn.
They might just
You wanna
be. You know what? We want the ball. We're
Yeah,
gonna
stop-
set
you know
the
what?
tone.
Stop deferring.
Yeah.
Don't go down 7-0 or
All right.
10-0.
Let's go to Steve in Davidsonville. Steve, what's up, buddy? You're on with the Junkies.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Yeah, so in my opinion, this defense is going to have to, like you guys are talking about, we're going to have to jump some routes. We're going to have to take some risks. It's going to drive me nuts if we watch Kelsey catch 8-yarders down the field all night. And we need some turnovers. The problem, of course, is all week we've been preaching we've got to simplify the pass coverage because these guys can't handle it. So it's not a recipe for success. But I don't care if we give up some big plays, but we've got to jump some patterns and get turnovers. And don't let them just walk down the field all night. It's going to drive me nuts.
That's true.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Their turnover
Appreciate it.
differential has been a real issue this season. Are they -5 or -6 or one of those
Something
two?
like that, yeah.
They are -5.
And what's Kansas City?
Kansas
Guessing
City
they got to be in the
is-
plus.
They are +5.
Yeah.
All right, let's
They're
go
complete
to
polar opposites when it comes to turnover differential.
let's go to DC, calling from Southeast DC. DC, what's up, buddy? You're on with the Junks.
What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
Doing
Long
great.
time listener. I got a question and a point. One, I listened to y'all for the last couple of years. I always hear y'all say y'all grew up in Bowie. Did y'all grow up in the P section?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, they did. The three of them
Ridge.
did. I did not.
Jason grew up in Lanham.
I grew up in Lanham/Seabrook.
Okay. I thought so. All right.
What's your opinion of the P
section?
section?
Right.
It's
yeah.
also kind of known as South Bowie. What's your opinion of the P section?
I owned a house over there. You had the P section. I lived over in Turnberry.
Don't even know where that is.
Turnberry. Yeah, I think that.
No clue.
I thought that was where they play a British Open.
Yeah, it is. It
Different
is.
Turnberry, JP.
Yeah. All right. What is your question about the
Okay.
game? What is your comment on the game?
Okay, my comment on the game, why is we from D.C.? Why we acting like we so scared of a damn team that get paid too? We get paid, they get paid. We going in there and we're going to decisively beat them.
All right.
Decisively.
Give us the scenario. How?
And the reason why I say this, every time I'm back against one, just like the gentleman they called earlier said, we 3-4, they 4-3. We acting like we playing somebody that's 6-1, 7-1, whatever. Also, I think we need to get Joe Witt out of that goddamn booth and make him get on the field. And have
Oh, that's the
That's-
All right.
Yeah,
but
move-
why
move
would
back
that
the
help?
booth.
Why would that help? I'm just curious.
You know why? I watched the Detroit D coordinator. Man, he was amped up. He was in their face. He was smart. We need somebody to stop just sitting around, and we need somebody to get our team built up, pumped up.
Right.
He sits up there and it looks like he don't really.
He looks
I
like
know
a
he
professor.
cares.
I know. I get it. I understand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta just change your ways, change up the whole scheme, and just go out there. Now, if we're gonna get beat deep, get beat deep trying to get the quarterback.
Right.
It's the same 6 points, no matter how you look at it.
All right, appreciate that.
I don't think Joe Witt's coming out of the
I
booth.
appreciate you taking my call.
No, thank you, buddy.
Have
Thank
a great
you.
day.
Yeah, you too, pal. Thank you.
Now, the Kansas City Chiefs got stronger, right, at receiver recently?
Rasheed.
Yeah, I mean, Rasheed Rice comes back after a suspension and immediately catches 2 touchdowns.
He was targeted 10 times. That's the other thing. I don't know what they're going to do defensively against Rasheed. He's going to be targeted multiple or double-digit times, and he's going to probably get 7-8 catches.
Even more reason.
I don't know
pressure.
I don't know what they're going to do in the secondary.
Got to get the ball out of his hands. As
Are they going to
quickly
be playing
as possible.
Are they going to be playing some man on him? Are they going to be playing zone for most of the game? Because Mahomes will kill a zone.
Yeah.
Well, he'll probably pick apart man-to-man, too. I don't know.
All right, let's go to Bill in D.C.
What the answer is.
Bill, what's up, buddy? Y'all with the Junkies. Bill? All right.
Billy.
Let's go to Will in Springfield. Will, 800-636-1067. What's the one thing you want to see tonight?
What's going on, Johnny? How you doing? Love the show.
What's up,
Thanks,
Will?
man.
Taking my call.
Yeah.
Okay, question for you guys.
Yeah.
Everybody kept talking about benching Lattimore all last week.
Right.
Why not try to use Lattimore like a Will Harris? Well, just hear me out.
Yeah.
Instead of Reeves, just because last year we were using Jeremy Chin a lot more in the backfield, and Quan was eating a lot more last year. Now we're trying to have Quan back there helping out
Reeves?
on the weak safety, and he's not really. They're not helping. And put Butler in there. And just one more thing, just wanted to ask you guys real quick. What do you guys think about getting Josh McDaniels if Cliff goes over there to the Dolphins next year?
And Josh McDaniels as the offensive coordinator?
I mean, he just got to New England.
Just got to New
and he's
England.
got Drake May to work with. Why would he leave? I don't see him leaving that situation to come here.
As far as the Lattimore thing, I don't think that's going to happen mid-season. That's going to be an off-season thing, right? It's too big of a transition. You can't just...
His offseason is him packing his bags and wearing a different jersey this offseason.
Yeah, but I mean, that will be a transition he makes in the offseason. I don't think that's for whoever he plays for.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think they're
And
going to
they're not
move
going to do that
safety.
mid-season. I don't think.
They have enough defensive issues as it is. They're not going to put him in a different position that he's not familiar with. He's struggling in a position he's familiar with playing.
I don't know anything about his personality. I know he's fiery on the field. I can't imagine he would support that. I mean, I know you kind of do what the team says, but Lattimore would say, I'm not playing safety.
Right. You probably balk at that.
There's no way. I'm a corner.
Right.
And just to play his hypothetical game, my guess would be if Cliff Kingsbury leaves, Brian Johnson, who was the former offense coordinator of the Eagles, who's now an assistant head coach on the team, and I don't know what his job title is in terms of he's the offensive pass game coordinator. My guess would be he would be the next offense coordinator.
Right.
I would guess
Don't
they
be
might
surprised.
also interview some outside faces too.
Yeah. And don't be surprised if Kingsbury's name, and it's already been thrown out for some of these college jobs.
Right.
I could see him bouncing back to college, and he's going to make a lot of money somewhere because they're going to pay.
Yeah, you get one of those buyouts.
Oh, yeah,
That's the move.
It's the American dream.
All right, let's go to Dusty.
Can we get Ross Eatman to work on that?
Yeah, please.
Dusty, Purcellville. What's up, buddy? You over the Junks. What do you want to see tonight?
Good morning, fellas. Long-time listener. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks, man.
Well, first thing I want to see is let's run the rock. I want to run the rock down their throats. I want to see Bill have a big game. He needs a breakout game, I believe. He's had a few horrible fumbles recently, and I just want to see him build some confidence up and run the ball really well. I also think the addition of Terry coming back and Debo might light a spark under this team. I think that the team feeds off them per se, and I think that could light a spark under the team. And my last thing, I want to see Frankie Louvu flying around like a bad man tonight, just taking people's heads off. Just.
I like it. Unleash Louvu.
Being a madman.
Yeah, I like it. Unleash Louvu. All right, thank you,
Yes,
Dusty.
sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all. Have a good evening.
All right, thank you, man. See,
He
there's
has
some optimism.
He has seemed a lot more quiet this year.
Although a little more noise the last few weeks than
Little
early
bit.
in the season. A little bit. Let's go to Dickie in Arlington. Dickie.
What's going on, boys?
Is this
What's
your
going
former
on?
bookie?
Dickie. Yeah, I had a bookie named Dickie back in the day.
I think he's dead though, right?
Oh, he gone. He gone.
He gone.
He's been going for years.
Oh no, poor Dickie.
And I still
I'll
owe him
take your
money.
action is if you need someone. But yesterday was big before I get started. Carolina, Atlanta, Minnesota, Chicago, and Dallas all lost. So the defense needs to come out tonight, and you'll be able to tell real early if they'll win this game or not. On the first drive, if the Chiefs go down the field and it's 20 yards, 30 yards, 50 yards, touchdown, right easy, they're going to blow us out. But if the defense comes out, gets a stop early, locks in. I like what that guy DC said earlier. No one gets in each other's face. No one holds each other accountable on the sideline. Let's see some of that tonight. Maybe Frankie Luvu jacking up the secondary, whatever it takes. I don't care if it's a blocked kick, a punt, a field goal, a safety. Just get the ball back from the Chiefs in the first drive. We got this one, boys. We're shocking the world.
I mean, that would be great if
All
that
right, thank
happened.
you,
But
pal.
I mean, the Commanders have a -5 turnover differential, and the Chiefs are +5. Like I
Do
would guess-
theory, Cakes.
They're
Do theory.
They're due for more turnovers coming this. I'm in a dark place when it comes to the Commanders tonight. I don't really see many pathways to victory for them.
I felt that way, but today I woke up a little different.
I think I woke up more pessimistic.
Bickle's more
than I was
positive.
on
I'm a little
Friday.
more positive. Maybe just because I saw some of the upsets yesterday, and it's well, why not? I mean,
He still, by the way, he still feels 75% the Chiefs win.
I mean, they're favored. They should be favored.
Yeah, they're favored by 10.5.
But before I was talking about forfeiting the game.
Right. Why bother
I'm
showing
off that.
up?
I'm off that. Let's go to Bill in D.C. Bill, what's up, man? Y'all with the Junks.
Hey, Jumps, how y'all doing this morning, bro?
Hey, Bill.
Doing great.
What's up, Billy?
All we got to do is stay close, fellas, and anything can happen because Jalen Lane could run one back or McCaffrey could run one deep almost back. Just stay close, and we might get a tip ball for interception or
Right.
we got to move Mahomes around a little bit, move him off his spot something. He'll throw an interception or something. You gotta make him uncomfortable as much as we can.
He's thrown all of
Just stay
2
close.
this year.
Yeah, but you're acting like they're invincible. Just a couple weeks ago, they lost to Jacksonville, and none of us. Jacksonville's fine. They got. I think they still have a winning record, right?
They're 4-3. Yeah, but they're not that
They're
good.
not world beaters.
I know they're not
So
very good.
they gave up. I know we're talking about this defense, like, oh, they don't allow anybody to run the football against them. They don't allow anybody to score points against them. Jacksonville put up 31 points against them. That's
Yeah.
just 3 weeks
They had
ago.
a hard time containing Trevor
Okay.
Lawrence. Like he scored 2 rushing touchdowns.
The Cowboys
against them.
put up 44 against Washington.
I understand that.
Okay, well, if you're
And
going to
look,
flip the script.
I think it's likely Kansas City wins, but to act like there's no path,
Well,
Jacksonville
there's a
just
path.
did it.
There's a path for everything.
The path is
What's the probability?
probability
About 25%.
25%.
Right.
1 in 4. We got a 1 in 4 shot. So we get on the right side of the turnover thing by some miracle, by hook or by crook somehow, and
I would say
hold the ball on offense.
I agree with the one caller who says you got to get a lead. I mean, you got to go up 7-0, 10-0, 13-3, whatever it is. Can't fall behind 10-0, 13-3. If you fall behind, you're dead.
But let me tell you this about this
They're
Jacksonville game.
They're not going to come from behind if they're down 10 points or more.
Jacksonville won the game against Kansas City, despite the fact that Kansas City had almost 500 yards of offense. And Jacksonville had more turnovers than Kansas City. Now, Kansas City had 13 penalties in that game, which kind of killed them. But look, the Chiefs last year were in the Super Bowl. They have the best quarterback in the NFL in Patrick Mahomes. We understand it's going to be difficult, but just a few weeks ago they lost, and they're 4-3. I know that their 3 losses are against good teams, but this isn't the juggernaut Kansas City Chiefs of a few
In
years
week
ago. I
1,
don't
they
think
only
so.
scored 21 points. In week 2, they only scored 17. Now, they got Rice back.
This is a different
It's
team
different,
now.
But still.
It's a different team.
They're trending upwards offensively.
Yeah.
1-800-636-1067. It's a burgundy and gold game day. Wondering what's the one thing you want to see from the Commanders tonight to hopefully right the ship.
All right, guys, EB here. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win, with FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. And tonight, FanDuel's giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get in on the action with a 30% profit boost token tonight. All you have to do, make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/EB to bet on the game. That's FanDuel.com/EB. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 106.7 The Fan. You must be 18 and over. Present in D.C. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call, text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back. Junkies come to you live on 106.7 The Fan and the Team 980 here in the DMV. Talking about this Commanders-Chiefs game on a burgundy and gold game day on The Fan. Wondering what you want to see tonight from the Commanders specifically that maybe is different.
Here's something I'd like to see that I don't think we've seen much of, and part of it's he's been injured. Deebo Samuel rushing the ball. I thought he'd have more of an impact on the rushing attack and have more rushes in the offense. I think he's got 2 games.
But do we
with
really
3
need
carries.
him? Do we really need him to rush the ball?
I think if you want to shake it up and give the defense a different look, yeah, I think you could use him running the ball.
I mean, he's super talented, but we got
having a different look.
How many total rushes does he have? About 10?
Less than that.
Might be
doesn't have
8.
a ton.
I think it's 8.
8?
Yeah.
And part of it's
8
the
for
heel
45.
injury. Part of it's the heel injury, but I was kind of sold the bill of goods that he was going to be a rushing and receiving threat. Haven't seen much in the rushing game from Deebo.
Kind of looked like he would have been in the first few
And
weeks.
I'm not talking about he needs 10 rushes. I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
like
3,
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Sprinkle it in. Make it a bigger part of your offense.
I just feel like a lot of times you see him from a mile away, but you're actually saying start him off right at tailback. Not like sweeps.
It doesn't
and all
have to
that.
be him strictly as a tailback. Just get him more design touches and rushes. I don't care how it looks. End arounds, jet sweeps, whatever.
I think they're getting really good run production from all 3 of those guys, like when given an opportunity, for the most part. Bill, McNichols, and Rodriguez, for the most part.
That's not what I'm arguing. I'm saying make Deebo a bigger part of your rushing attack. He's dynamic like that.
Maybe they
do.
do.
I think he's more dynamic than all of those guys.
Maybe they do tonight.
I don't know that he's more dynamic with the ball than Bill when Bill's good.
Okay, Bill might have him beat, but he's certainly more dynamic, I think, than Chris Rodriguez or Jeremy McNichols.
Would you sprinkle in a run pass option at some point? Brees Hall had the touchdown pass right at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Had the Jets win.
Threw it to
That
Mason
guy
Taylor.
was covered.
Yeah, he fit it in there
It's a good
somehow.
pass. He hesitated for a second.
Right.
Well, the DB
And then
had,
he's like, I'm
DB
gonna
had
throw
his
it.
back to Hall.
He did.
He had his back to him. Couldn't
Still
see
a
him.
great play.
All right, let's go here. Let's bang out a bunch of these calls. People want to chime in. They're fired up. Play the music, Cakes. Let's get a little bit fired up here because we lose. God knows that Valdez will be playing sad HTC all week.
We'll be firing it up.
And it's going to be a code red game. You know how you said this isn't code red?
Pretty close, yeah. I mean, they could even still lose, but it's going to be pretty bleak if they lose 2 in a row. That would be 3 in a row. Let's go to Marcus in Woodbridge. Marcus, what's up, pal? You're on with the Junks.
What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Hey, Marcus.
Hey, I'm feeling a little optimistic. Like
You got to listen to the phone.
Come on.
You can't. You
We
got
got a million
to
calls.
turn the radio
Like
down.
this.
All right.
I mean, people are acting like it's the first time they've ever called a radio show.
And you
before.
got to be a little stricter. You got to a little bit harsher on these people.
Let's go to Is it Dana?
Yeah, it's Dana.
Hey, how
what's
are
up?
you, buddy?
What's up?
Doing well. How are you guys?
Good.
I think what they really need to do is to sustain drives.
Right.
10 plays or more. We need at least 4. 5 would be better. Now, I know that's a tall ask.
4
they
10
don't
drives
give
in
up
one
on
game.
Especially considering how bad we've been in like the first quarter of these games.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of work to figure out how many 10-play drives they have on the season, but I mean, do you think they have more than 4 all season?
Well, they haven't
Yes.
had Terry
Yeah.
and Debo on the field at the same time.
Right.
And what you want to do is get that defense leaning the wrong direction and get them off balance and just carve them up. Now, they did that all last year. The
Right.
question is, can they repeat it in the second half of this year?
Yeah. So far, they
If they're
haven't
gonna
quite.
have success, they have to have sustained offense.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you,
All right, so-
Dana. Appreciate it, buddy. I mean, he's right on paper. It's just like, how are you going to do it? He's right. If you could draw up 4 10-play drives, you take it every time.
Of course.
But just how are you going to execute that? And especially
Could this
when
be-
we're going 3 and out on our first drives.
Could this be a look-ahead game for the Chiefs?
I've heard that.
Where they're sleeping because
Well,
they've got the
I
Bills
dismiss-
next.
call
Yeah.
it trap game.
I dismiss that outright. You think Andy Reid, who's
Yeah,
won
do you
as
think
many
Andy
games
Reid
as
and the
he's won,
Chiefs
lets us
ever fall into that
walks
trap?
in and says, you know what, guys, we don't need to pay attention to the Commanders. We're 10.5-point favorites. Take a few days off. I mean, I'm sure that's the case.
No, but it might be a natural thing for the players to not really get up like they normally do.
It's a Monday
and
night.
they know they've got the Bills and Broncos, both road games on the horizon. And the Broncos are ahead of them in the division right now.
I'm going to guess they're solely focused on the Commanders tonight.
And I already pointed out this game means a lot to them. They can't fall further and further behind the teams that are ahead of them in the playoff chase.
Especially with, actually, they've got Bills, Broncos, and Colts all next.
Right. They know how big this game is.
Let's go to Brian.
They're probably not going to win all of those, but this is the one game they have to win.
Brian in Ashburn. Hey, buddy, you're over the Junkies.
Good morning. I would like to see a lot of read option because I think Mariota seems to be pretty good at that. And if we can get a few chunk plays from that, it'll open it up for Bill, so he can get an explosive or two. But primarily, it'll help control the ball. We seem to do well. Like the Vegas game, Mariota, tuck and run, controlled the ball for a lot of game. And I get Vegas sucks, but that seems to be a pretty good blueprint with Mariota at quarterback.
Little more read option. What do you think about that, Cakes? I like it.
Look, anything
they
to keep
say
the
he's
other
one of
team
the
off
best
balance,
at it.
I'm fine with
Anything
it.
to keep the ball away from Mahomes.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's the worst case scenario. We win the toss. We decide to get aggressive. We want to score first, and we go 3 and out on the first drive.
That would be disheartening if that happens.
That's bad.
And what's your best case scenario?
10-play drive.
The best case scenario,
kill 9 minutes.
or they drive. We hold them. We somehow get a hold, force a punt, and we go down and score.
How about a Luke McCaffrey return for a touchdown?
I mean,
boom,
that's just,
instant.
You know what's funny? I talked to Brian about Luke, and Brian doesn't really advocate to attack these kickoffs the way Luke does. Luke kind of glides into them and then waits for a hole and then hits. Brian would just go. Brian advocates going 100 miles per hour from the beginning, one cut, go.
But he did say that these are more like punts now.
Yeah, they're a little different, but Luke has been successful with his approach.
He's been really good.
He's kind of patient with it.
They get pretty good field position.
And what is he, like second or third in the league in returns?
In return yardage? I think he's second.
Pretty high up there.
He was second going into last week.
All right, let's go to Marcus, College Park. Marcus, what's up, man? You're on with the Junks.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Forget about the X's and O's. What I want to see is a clean football game from this team. Eliminate penalties. Hold on to the football. The Kansas City Chiefs don't need any help at home beating a visiting team. If Washington has the double-digit penalties, turns the ball over, they will get crushed. But straight up, any team has a chance to beat the other team. Kansas City's just not going to roll their helmet out there. There will be a coin toss. There will be a football game. But the decisive edge has to be Washington plays a clean game. They eliminate the penalties. They can't get delay of game. They can't get a legal formation. They can't get false starts on offense. They can't get holding. They can't get unsportsmanlike conducts on defense. These are game killers. So Washington plays a clean game. That gives them a chance to win the football game, and we have a great tomorrow. Thank you very much.
All right.
Brandon.
Thank you, Marcus.
Terrific
It would be-
Tuesday.
Appreciate it, buddy.
I mean, the city would, like I said last week, the city would go berserk if they beat the Chiefs on Monday night in Kansas City.
I mean, it would be such
It
a...
would kind of like flip the script on the season.
Yeah, it would be such a steal.
Wouldn't it be?
It would be like the Colt McCoy win.
Yeah.
It would be like that. It's just a total
Trying to recall,
thievery.
was that a Monday night Colt McCoy win?
Yep.
Who'd they beat? The Cowboys?
Cowboys,
Okay.
yeah.
Kind of remember it.
Let's go.
That
would
memory
be-
is fading a little bit, I'll be honest.
By the way, I was looking at 10-play drives.
Yeah.
In week 2, which they lost to the Packers, they had 2 10-play touchdown drives.
Right.
I haven't gotten beyond week 2.
Man, you're doing some research.
Let's go to Kurt in Ashburn. Kurt, what's up, man? You're all with the Junkies.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up?
Back in late 1998, defeated, the Giants were terrible. And I told my wife, they were 14-point underdogs. And I told my wife, there's no way the Giants are beating Denver. The next day I told her, this is why I don't gamble. Because they did beat them. Anything can happen. I'm just going to hold out of that. I have no idea how. I'm going to hold out of that. Thanks for your time, guys.
All right, thank you.
Anything could happen.
He doesn't know how it's going to happen, but he's just going to grasp.
Hey, at least he's being honest. Nobody really knows, We're just trying to throw out scenarios where maybe we could see it playing out.
And what do you want to see different? EB has talked about aggression. I agree with that. We had one caller say more Kane Medrano, right? I mean, at some point, you would think they're going to try something different in coverage for backs coming out. Because so far, they've mostly because of Bobby Wagner, but they haven't had great success.
I would love that. When was the last time this group you saw like a corner blitz? Like just, shake it up. Get it from somewhere you don't expect it. Just something. We got to
make it exotic.
We got to do something different. And I know they're paring it down and they're making it simpler, which makes you think that's less likely. But we got to do something different. We can't just trot out the same guys and do less and think that's going to be the answer.
Well, I know they're not going to sit back in the zone and let Mahomes just dissect the zone throughout the game for 4 quarters.
No,
that should not be happening.
Bring pressure, and if you get burned, you get burned. We're probably gonna get them up 27 points minimum, right?
That'd be a victory, right? If you hold them to 27, that would feel like a little victory.
You think we could score? We should be able to score 28 with this group, with Terry and Debo back. We should be able to score 28. You don't think?
I think that's a big ask on the road.
I mean, this will be the best defense they've played.
I feel like we've underachieved. We're due for a breakout case.
The do theory?
Do theory.
Man,
a little bit of a do theory.
Marcus
Man,
Mariota,
you are very positive. This is not the Bickle I'm used to.
Listen, I think we're going to lose. I'm just trying to
You're just grasping.
come up with some
coming up with a
scenarios in
scenario
my brain where maybe we could do it. Last week, I wanted to forfeit the game. At least today, I want to play it.
Right now, it's do theory.
It's a little
You
bit
went from forfeit to do theory.
forfeit. So at some point,
Talk
we got to
about a
break out.
complete 180.
Well, I'm excited that we have Debo and Terry back. And I saw a clip of Terry. It looked like he was running great. So that just, I don't know.
Just got to pray for no setbacks.
Yeah, got to pray for no setbacks. If they have a setback like in warm-ups, and all of a sudden, and we're playing Robbie Chosen, not good.
He was actually one of the few bright spots last week.
He was.
He'll even suit up tonight.
I don't know.
Chosen?
He might.
They may have to.
He
They need
might.
bodies
You're still
there.
going to have McCaffrey on the field. You're still going to have Jalen Lane on the field.
I don't know, maybe-
Debo.
Because Debo and
he's probably odd man out.
I was going to say Debo and Terry are taking 2 spots.
He won't be chosen tonight.
I don't think he will. 1-800-636-1067 if you want to chime in on a burgundy and gold game day here on The Fan.
All right, guys. You all know I love Daisy French onion dip. And I love year-round, especially on the weekends, watching football, eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies, all while watching a big game. And now Daisy's come out with their delicious Daisy French onion dip. Love that. With chips and veggies. And then their Daisy Ranch dip. I love that. With wings. They've got that too. And they're absolute game changers. They're as delicious as a homemade dip. They're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. So next time you get out to your grocery store, just drag your cart over in there to the dip section. Make sure you throw in some Daisy French onion dip and some Daisy Ranch dip, and I dare you not to dip into it before the big game.
Welcome back on a burgundy and gold game day. Let me bring you back to somebody that wore burgundy and gold for a while.
Okay.
Who is an absolute mess nowadays.
I know who it is.
I know exactly who you're talking
His
about.
name rhymes with Ladrian Meterson.
Adrian Peterson is an absolute mess. So he was arrested on the morning of October 26th in Texas on charges
That
of
would've been
DWI
yesterday.
and unlawful carrying of a weapon. This is the second DWI charge this year for Adrian Peterson. Spent 15 years in the NFL.
Has no money.
Of course, was with the Washington Redskins. First legal issue that you heard about with Adrian Peterson had to do with his kid. Remember, he was using a switch or something to hit his kid. Supposedly beat his son with a tree branch.
Right.
But didn't he also have the poker incident this year?
Yeah, that
They
was
got into a
like a
fight at the
year
poker
and a
game.
half ago, maybe less than that. I've got an Adrian Peterson
I
bet.
feel like it was like 6 months ago or less.
Yeah, I
Might
don't
be.
think it
Yeah,
was that long ago.
I think it was recent, yeah.
Adrian Peterson dead within 10 years is my bet.
From,
I don't know.
think it's
I
got
don't know
some-
what it's gonna
think
be,
he's got
but-
some some CTE issues
Probably.
going on.
Ooh,
It's probably
that's
a good chance.
That's a good call.
Yeah, but he's also, if you look at his psychology, his father was in prison. I want to say money laundering. I'd have to double check.
He's had a very
I don't know anything
rough,
about his
He's
upbringing.
got minimum 6 kids.
he's had a rough post NFL career, without a
It's
doubt.
been a disaster.
Yeah, it's
Well,
been
even
really bad.
in the heart of his career, had through the whole like spanking scandal
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, yeah,
It's not
good.
gonna. It's not gonna end. It's not gonna be a happy
it's
ending
too bad
for
because
Adrian Peterson.
even though he's broke, he could still pull it together if he could sober up or whatever and get into coaching or get into,
Yeah.
he could.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in his future.
I don't think anybody
His
would hire
name
him.
is so big, he could get into personal training. He could, train running backs.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? What's he
I mean,
doing?
there's a way he could make
What
a
is
living.
What's the guy doing for a living?
I don't
Playing
know.
poker?
Playing cards
I
and
mean,
getting drunk.
if you're trying to play poker for a living, that's a tough way to make a living.
No, he'll
And it's
never.
not an easy way to make a living.
Yeah. No, it's just bad. It's bad.
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
either kill himself or somebody else in a DWI, or, I mean, this is grim, but if he has CTE, a lot of guys with CTE wind up killing themselves. That could be something that happens. I mean, hopefully he turns his life around, but all the signs are pointing away
if you
from
have
that.
two
Is he in the Hall of Fame? He's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Probably should be.
Will all these legal issues derail his Hall of Fame candidacy?
I don't know.
It's not going to help him.
So he has let's just call it child abuse on the resume. He had to plead guilty, maybe for a lesser charge.
He was definitely arrested, like at an airport.
Wasn't he
with,
using a
like
switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
He's-
definitely arrested in an airport for like an issue with a woman. I don't know if it's his girlfriend or wife or ex-wife.
I mean, if you go to Wikipedia, it's just a long
yeah.
list.
The legal
He
issues,
was
yeah.
ordered to repay a bank for defaulting on a loan in 2016. He's been sued by another loan company. He's got a domestic violence charge against his wife.
he's a disaster.
And then he's got these DUIs. He was traveling 83 and a 55.
He's such a beast, though.
Blood alcohol 0.14.
But here's the thing. That's the big red flag of all the stuff is like the back-to-back DUIs. Because if you get a one DUI, you would think it would scare you straight. I mean, it'd be the one thing you do. You would never drive anywhere near.
Well,
you know what I mean?
if the punishment and repercussions aren't severe, a lot of guys reoffend. They make it easy to keep your license, easy to continue driving.
I guess.
Some guys aren't scared straight. He clearly
He's got
has not been
issues.
scared straight.
He's got issues, big time.
Yeah.
He was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
Oh,
Didn't watch it, but I know he was on it.
His incident with his wife was on the plane.
Right, that's what I said. I brought that up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he probably has some sort of brain issue at this point.
By the
from
way,
all the years in the NFL.
Getting back to the game for a second, I do think that there is a moral victory to be had here.
Oh no, moral victory. Moral victory
I don't know
Tuesday
why
incoming.
I don't know why people they act like they're too cool for moral victories. If we go out there and trade blows and we lose, 30-29 or 34-33 or 33-30, and they kick a last 6. That's a pretty good showing off of the embarrassment that we
with
just
a backup
had.
quarterback.
And you can have a little bit of confidence that maybe we're on the right track here. Now, versus if we go out there and just get smoked, we're never in the game. It doesn't even have to be by a huge margin, but we're just never in the game. Then obviously that's a disaster. But I think you can claim a bit of it. Now the team's not going to claim it.
No.
They'll never, ever,
They'll
ever
never-
claim
they'll
it.
never say that.
Nobody would ever say it. But they could, deep down, DQ will sit in his office and he'll go, you know what? At least it was a better effort, and we got something we can work with.
I could see
this
how
week.
fans would feel that way going into 2 home games against 2 good teams.
If we go out there and have a
But
good showing,
in
have
my
a chance to steal it in the fourth quarter,
It would be
that's pretty good.
surprising if they did that, but a loss is a loss.
I think
in
my
eyes.
problem.
It's
problem
definitely
with,
a loss.
My problem with this season is
Already
that
a loss.
expectations were set so high after last year. I was just kind of expecting that to continue, and it's been a rude awakening.
Right.
It's been
But
a very
even with
it's been
those
a very meh
Okay,
season so
even
far.
with those expectations, I think we all pretty much, when we did our preseason, we picked this game as a loser.
Yes.
And we were predicting them to win 10, 11 games.
Yes, we did.
So I'm telling you, I think there's a moral victory in this game somewhere. That
I'll
we
disagree with you.
cannot
I don't
feel.
think so.
I'll say this as a fan, lifelong fan of the team. I'll feel better if we fight and show heart and we lose 33-30 versus if we lose 27-13 and we're never in
It'll
it.
be something
Yeah,
to
you'll
build
feel
on.
better. I know
I'll
you
feel
will.
better and I'll feel like, okay, we got something to work with.
But
next
you're still
week.
3-5,
Oh, yeah, it doesn't change that.
and then you got to win 7 out of 9.
Moral victories never change
to make
the
the
fact that you
playoffs.
lost.
Yeah.
But it just give you a little more confidence.
Next week, you feel a little bit better.
You feel like you have a better shot.
You go, you know what? Jaden will be back, and we put up 30 with Mariota. Imagine what Jaden's going to do.
Yeah. Like, we have something. We have
Yeah,
something
build
here.
on it.
We
Yeah.
found something.
Or if you lose 21-20, we held the Chiefs to 21 with our doo-doo defense.
yeah,
if Jaden
defense had 2 turnovers.
if Jaden was in, maybe we get more than 20 points.
Yeah.
You can kind of rationalize it a little bit better.
I know the team will never say that publicly, ever in a million years. No team. But if you catch him in a private moment, DQ will sit down and he'll say, you know what? Hey, it was a great fight. It sucks we lost, but now I got something we can work with.
I just don't see it playing out that way tonight. I think the Commanders get outclassed, they get outscored, and there's no moral victories coming in on a terrible Tuesday.
Do you know what the team total is for Washington? What do you think it is?
Well, I mean,
The
you said they're
implied
only giving up
total?
17, so I'm going to say 19.
18 and a half.
17 and a half.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's the implied total for the Chiefs?
30 and a half.
30.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be ugly.
Well, I mean, that's just Vegas setting a number.
I understand.
But that's what they expect, yes.
They're confirmed that those numbers are confirming my priors heading into tonight.
Yeah, but your priors, you also had Jaden Daniels better than Patrick Mahomes.
I did for like a 9 or 10 game, very small subset. And I stand by that. But I'll take the rest
For
of
those
Patrick
9 weeks.
Mahomes' career around that.
Yeah, you'll take Patrick Mahomes this year.
Think, this is me. This is cakes. Tonight's going to be ugly. The Commanders get blown out. Kansas City scores at least 35 points against this defense.
That's what I thought last week with the renewed, conviction and everything they did all this week. Getting Terry Adebo back, I think you're going to see a better effort than you saw last week.
1-800-636-1067. We're talking Commanders Chiefs on a burgundy and gold game day here on The Fan.
All right, guys. You know how it feels when a same game parlay actually hits? Yep, me neither. Rough weekend for your boy. But my guys at BMW Fairfax, they're on a serious heater. Yep, Marion pulled off a deal with all 15 of their stores nationwide. And now they're loaded with new BMW X3s and X5s, easily the best odds you'll find anywhere. We're talking rates as low as 0.9% APR on the X3 or 2.99% on the X5, all priced to move. They're not sitting on the sidelines. These new X3s and X5s are fueled up and ready to play. BMW Fairfax has the largest inventory of new BMWs on the East Coast. So if you're chasing wins, this is one that actually hits. And if you qualify tech on BMW Fairfax's big, silly military incentives, that's when it goes from a smart play to a lock. Active duty, National Guard, reserves, veterans, spouses, family members. You might be eligible and not even realize it. So don't wait. Lock it in while the odds are still in your favor. Do what I always do. Call my girl Miriam at BMW Fairfax. Tell her EB sent you for the ultimate buying experience on your ultimate driving machine. It's got to be BMW Fairfax. Check them out at bmwfairfax.com.
This update is driven by your local Washington area Honda dealers, Commanders, and Kansas City Chiefs. Tonight, on Monday Night Football, they'll kick off from Missouri at 8:15 p.m. Head coach Dan Quinn on having Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel back in the lineup.
So much of their games are similar but different. In other words, we're like on some of the deep plays with Terry on play passes and over routes and things that are shots down the field where Debo has some catch and run as well to it. So they both run all of the routes in the system, but just being in there and how they can make plays, it's definitely a big deal.
Tucker Kraft had 2 touchdowns. Green Bay beat Pittsburgh 35-25. Eagles beat the Giants 38-20, but Cam Scatterbo goes down with a dislocated ankle. LaMelo Ball a triple-double. C.J. McCollum 24. Charlotte over the Wizards 139-113. LSU has fired coach Brian Kelly. Virginia now number 15 in the AP Top 25. Orioles have hired Craig Albarnaz as their new manager. Byron Curb on The Fan.
Welcome back. Junkies coming to you live on 106.7 The Fan and the Team 980 here in the DMV, 910 The Fan, 105.1 FM in Richmond. You can watch us on the Monumental Sports Network, and we're brought to you by our friends at Crop Metcalf. They're the official heating and cooling company of the Junkies. Looking to be their next 5-star HVAC technician or plumber, just visit cropmetcalf.com to join their team. I'm John Paul Flame, joined by Jason Bishop, Johnny Cake Sullivan, and Eric Bickle. Coming up in 20 minutes, Alex Gold is going to join us. He's a host in Kansas City of the Cody and Gold Show on our sister station, 96.5 The Fan. Before we dive back into the Commanders, one thing you didn't mention during the sports page when we were doing a little college football, Bill Belichick almost got a win against UVA.
Hey, you think he's preaching moral victories on Mondays or Sundays?
That was an ugly game offensively for both teams, but they went for the 2, and it was, if that kid just stretches the ball another inch, it gets across the goal line or crosses the plane. But yeah, he's 2-5. Bill's 2-5.
Who's having a worse year as a college football coach this year of big name guys at programs? You've got Bill Belichick, 2-5, doesn't have a win in the ACC. And did you see what happened to Colorado over the weekend?
Yeah, got blitzkrieged.
Oh.
So have they fallen off the map now?
Oh, yeah.
Where are they at?
In terms of what?
Well, just in terms of like overall record, like
3-5 right now. They lost to Utah 53-7.
Wow.
I mean, Utah's a much better team, but Deion said this is the worst beating he's ever taken, or
since his
like
mom,
that.
something like that.
I mean, the only wins, getting back to Belichick, the only wins Bill Belichick has are against Charlotte. Okay, they're one of the worst teams in all of college football, and Richmond. Those are the 2 W's.
This would have been a big win because UVA is ranked
16th.
in the top 20.
Yeah.
Been a huge win.
Would have been a big win for them. So, if you had to bet next year.
Yeah.
All right. So Deion's having a terrible year this year with Colorado. Like we mentioned, they're 3-5. Now Utah's ranked.
I wonder if it's over for Deion, actually.
All right. So next year, Deion or Bill Belichick, who's going to have a better season? Assuming they're both back.
I think you would bet, just based on track record, at the college level, you'd bet on Deion, but that might all be
his son.
And
Travis Hunter.
And Travis Hunter.
It's probably a big chunk of it.
That might be all of those guys.
By the way, speaking of Deion,
you've got to get a quarterback.
Certainly.
That's what it comes down to for most of these teams. You've got to get a quarterback.
All right, who's more likely to get one?
Who's more likely to
Who has more NIL
spend more money? It's a good
That's
question.
what it comes down to. A weird bit, I think it was pregame. First of all, I didn't know that Warren Sapp is now on Deion's staff.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I think he's been
I
there
guess
for a while.
during the pregame, Warren Sapp's bit is he just walks around and kicks all the pylons over, and then Deion goes and picks them all back up.
I saw that. I wondered if that was old footage. That actually happened this past weekend.
Pretty sure
I
it
guess
was from
Deion cleans up. Well, I saw that.
I'd be like, Warren, just stop kicking over the pylons.
Did you
I got enough on my plate.
He's such a grumpy guy.
Grump.
Did you see what the Dodgers pitcher does, Yamamoto?
No.
So he had a complete game. I know baseball cakes. He had a complete game.
Somehow I missed that.
Win.
I missed what
in game
Yamamoto
2.
does.
So it is 1-1.
And that is so rare, by the way. Complete games.
Right.
So rare, especially in the postseason.
But I think he was seen. He was kind of doing a JP. After the game, he was cleaning up the dugout.
Nice.
Well, that's that's a very cultural thing. Like Japanese people, like if they go to a sporting event, they're not slobs like Americans and throw their nacho trays and their soda cups all over the place. They clean up the entire section.
Right.
Yeah.
They leave it looking exactly like it looked when they came in to start watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why are we such...
So they won
why are we
5-1.
such pigs
No,
at
I'm
football
not.
But
games?
think
Like,
about that, EB. I mean, he's just pitched a complete game. They win a World Series game.
He's respectful. He's raised
Before
right.
he went back to the clubhouse. Everybody else went to the clubhouse after the game.
What year is he?
He cleaned up the dugout.
He's the JP of
First
the
year.
Dodgers. You would do the same thing.
First or second year.
Now,
I don't know, because there's people that are supposed
now
to do that.
I'm not an animal. I don't go to like a movie and like just dump my popcorn bucket and leave my
No, in
drink,
a movie,
like-
I always throw it away.
I'm very
but
respectful.
in a game, I do leave my hot dog and all my stuff under the seat.
Well, that's
I do it all-
disrespectful.
I've done it for 50 years.
Well, why don't you clean up after yourself?
I wonder
never
if,
occurred to
I
me
wonder
when
if
I'm at a
Shohei.
game.
Oh, does Shohei do that?
I don't know. Not sure.
I don't think he does
But
it.
that's definitely that's not a him thing. That's just I think Japanese cultural thing.
Eric definitely does it after the show. So
in
Just leave
Yeah.
stuff everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I leave my area nice and clean.
I usually clean up
Yes.
EB's junk.
I mean,
I don't even know
your
what that
spot-
snack is. You always have
Yeah,
that
it's a
plastic
cheese.
container.
It's a cheese plastic
That's
container.
the cheese, nuts, and the little cranberries.
Yeah.
You never throw that away.
JP cleans up the break room.
Not really.
I've seen you clean up the break of the tables.
But hold
Clean
on.
stuff off the tables.
I'm guilty of that in here, 100%. But I didn't even think I was committing a faux pas when I go to a game and I leave my nachos under my seat. I mean, I feel like everybody does that. It's trifling
It's
now
kind
that
of
I think about it.
disrespectful.
Now that I think about it, it's terrible.
Because
but
if you don't throw it away, somebody that works there is just gonna have to come and clean up your mess afterwards.
yeah, I feel like there's a cleanup crew
but isn't
for
that-
that
that's-
specifically.
Yeah, but there's
for
a
that.
cleanup crew at the movies too.
Yeah, they're getting
You
paid.
try to leave it to a minimum. Like
Yeah.
if a few popcorn kernels fall on the floor,
No, that's fine.
happens.
That happens.
Sure, sweep that up.
No,
but,
no.
Like I've been in movie theaters where I've walked out at the end, crowded ones. I don't want to go to a crowded movie theater. I like them with like 5 people in them. But I've been in crowded movie theaters. It looks like a bomb has gone off inside the theater.
Yeah, I
when
think
you
movie
leave.
theaters different. I feel like movie theaters like an airplane. Like you should clean up your area. You know, like you do it when you're
Yeah.
in an airplane seat. But for some reason in a game, my brain
Sporting
is so
event, you just-
warped.
yeah.
I feel like you're supposed to leave all your food under your seat.
I don't think you're supposed to leave it.
I don't know why.
But I don't
It's
think
just a
you're.
move.
I don't think you're a mutant for doing that.
I mean,
I've done it.
I just think that's what you do. You leave your water bottle and your popcorn and
Your
your
nacho
nachos,
tray.
Leave it all. There's no trash nearby. What, I'm
Right.
supposed to get up, and take
You
my
gotta-
trash? I'm watching the game.
You could take it when you leave.
I
You
guess I
leave
could
the
do
game.
that.
Yeah,
I
you
guess
could
I
walk
I
up
guess
the
I could
aisle.
do that. I'll be honest with you, Cakes. It's just occurring to me right now, today, October 27th, that's kind of trifling.
Yeah.
I give you props though. Cakes has certain things that so you never do that at a game. At the movie theater, you always bring it back. And
Movie
when
theater,
he's on an airport on an airplane, he doesn't ever use the reclining seat.
Never.
Well, he's got
'Cause
me
it's-
into that
even
too.
though it's like 3 inches.
Unless there's no one behind
I
you.
just feel like it's rude to the person behind me. They have very limited space, and I'm encroaching on their limited space because I need to lean back.
Even have less. They're cutting down on the space like you wouldn't believe.
I use the
I
reclining
would
seat.
But the seat goes back like 3 inches. You're
It
not
doesn't
reclining.
really help.
I mean, you're not going back that far.
There aren't many things as uncomfortable as an airplane seat.
Correct.
You know, it's a regular coach airplane seat.
There's a lot of. I would say there's probably a handful of things in life, probably less than 5, that are more unenjoyable than flying. There aren't many.
Like flying coach.
Flying coach. There's 4, maybe like going to the dentist.
Yeah.
You know, you come up with whatever, but there's probably less than 5 things more unenjoyable than flying.
You know
It's
what?
just
In years past, I
uncomfortable.
would have put going to the MVA on that list. I've been.
Oh, I'd much rather go to the NBA.
I've been pleasantly surprised. Like the last 2 or 3
That's
times.
because you've been doing the appointments.
Appointments.
Yeah.
The way to go.
If you do the appointments,
You
you're
can't just
good.
walk in there, Johnny.
At least the MVA, you can get up and walk around a little bit.
They also have a kiosk now. Like when I had to
Yeah.
update my registration, just went there, used the kiosk, boom, out of there.
Right.
Are you talking like cross country flights or just like
Even though
flying
when
to
I do
Hilton
fly to
Head?
Chicago, even when I do like 2-hour flights, they're just so uncomfortable. First of all, because you board, it's 45 minutes before you take off, right? And so then if it's a 2-hour flight, then it's almost 3 hours, another 15 minutes to get off. I mean, you're sitting in that damn chair, but it's just you
For
know,
4 hours.
Yeah,
Even if
I
you're
try not to be. This is one thing where I am courteous.
gets
I try not to take the
uncomfortable on
armrest
the
from
air.
people. I'm conscious of that, so I kind of keep my arms in. I just keep to myself. It is just butt uncomfortable.
It's terrible.
There's no leg room. You can't get comfortable at all.
I agree.
I end up. You know what I do? I just lean forward like this on the seat. That's what
I
I do
know.
for the whole 3
That's your
hours.
move.
I don't know how to get comfortable. It's not comfortable.
That seems
to me.
very like an
This is not
uncomfortable
comfortable.
position.
This is not comfortable.
Well, that looks more comfortable than being arched over.
I'm just like this. This is more comfortable. My
Really?
head's leaning.
Maybe you just need to step up for
First class.
yeah, first class.
Well, then you go poor.
I don't, you know, if I had more miles and stuff, I would. I use them so much.
I just despise it. I don't care if I'm going to Wilmington, North Carolina, and it's 45 minutes. I despise it.
I think Kelsey flew back first class from Greece.
Yeah.
And she said she was never going to go back. Like she couldn't. She had like one of those big
Yeah.
pods.
Oh, must be nice.
She said she's never going to go back. What do you
How
mean?
to
rich.
regular coach.
Oh, regular? Oh, yeah.
She'll just suck it up.
Yeah, I have a buddy that goes, he likes to go to Europe. You know, I don't know where the hell he's from. Spain or something. I don't know where he's from.
No, Algeria, according to JP.
I don't know where he's from. But whenever he goes, he always sends me a pic of his little pod and his little thing. And he always says, I'm not sitting with he calls them the pobs.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting with the pobs.
With the peasants.
The steerage.
Yeah. I've never done that.
brokies.
I always sit with the brokies. Always.
I'm with the brokies. All the people that were lined up in World War Z when the zombies were trying to get to the front, I'm with them in the back. That's where I'm sitting.
Hey, let's go to Sherry
Every time.
in Arlington. She's got an anecdote about cleaning up at a stadium. I'll be honest with you, I'm now feeling a little bit of regret through all my years.
Feel guilty?
Because I always just thought, you just leave your trash under your seat. No big deal. That's what everybody does. I feel like maybe there should be more trash bins.
Well,
There's not a lot of
they're on the
stadiums.
concourse.
You can't
They're
really.
on the concourse.
I mean, they're not where you're sitting.
You got to walk all the way up the
So
stairs.
I guess it's just something you have to do when you leave at the end of the game.
It's a conscious effort.
That's what you do at
I
the
don't
movie
have it.
theater.
I've never done it. I've never done it.
I understand.
I've literally never done it.
I believe you.
At a movie theater, always. At an airport or airline or whatever, always make sure I throw it in the bag all the time. Don't leave any stuff.
I think I'm with you, EB. I'm just thinking. I went to the Chappelle show a couple weeks ago, and I just had one beer.
Yeah, did you put it under
I think
your
I
seat?
left it under the seat,
Yeah, don't even think about it.
or maybe in the cup holder.
Let's go to Sherry. Sherry, what's up? You're all with the Junks.
Hey guys, you're a great fan here. I listen to you every morning.
You're sweet. Thank you.
Got an opportunity back in the middle of August to go to Toronto for a baseball game.
All right.
We were lucky enough to get one of those rooms where you can sit in your room and watch the game from the outfield. Pretty cool.
Right, the hotel right there.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
They made us sign a sheet when we checked in that had some rules.
Yeah.
And one of them was like, if they can see you, if you can see them, they can see you.
In other words, don't have sex in there while everybody can see you. Right.
Right. Or just flashing yourself in the window.
Yeah, no
right?
poning.
Yeah.
No
Right.
poning allowed.
Right.
The other one that I didn't think a lot about when they told me is this is a working facility. There will be noise. I was like, okay. Signed my name, waited that night for the game, watched the game. It was awesome. And then when the game was over, the leaf blowers started.
Oh.
They leaf blew all of the trash.
Yeah, all
to the
VB's
middle
trash.
aisle,
Right.
all of it. Till 5 in the morning.
Wow.
That's how they get rid of it? They use leaf blowers?
That's how, yes. And I don't know once they blew it to the middle aisles what they did with it, but it was literally all night long.
So you couldn't
When we
sleep?
checked out, I said to the woman, I was like, maybe you should explain that statement just a little more.
Right. Yeah, that's it. I
They
guess
got you
that's
to
a
sign
nightmare.
on the dotted line.
I guess
Didn't
that's a
matter.
nightmare. But you definitely
If
had
you think about it, you can't pick up popcorn like a piece at a time.
Yeah.
That's true. You got to blow it. You definitely had sex in the hotel. You just closed the drapes.
I will never tell.
I mean, of course you
That's
did.
a yes.
It's called hotel sex.
Yes,
Everybody does.
of course you
Everybody
do
has
it.
hotel sex.
100%.
There's something about a hotel.
Maybe not 4 times in 2 days.
I overestimated my capabilities. What are you going to do? I took the over. I love
That's a
overs,
classic.
JP. You know that.
Coming up next, we're going to hear the Kansas City Chiefs perspective as we connect with Alex Gold. He's the host of Cody and Gold on 96.5 The Fan in Kansas City. It's a burgundy and gold game day here on The Fan.
All right, guys. EB here. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win, with FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. And tonight, FanDuel's giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right, you can get in on the action with 30% profit boost tokens just tonight. So all you have to do is make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/EB to bet on the game. That's FanDuel.com/EB. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 106.7 The Fan. You must be 18 and over. Present in D.C. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call, text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back. Junkies come to you live on 106.7 The Fan and the Team 980 here in the DMV. Going to head out to the Rude Guest Hotline. Rude, the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV. And check in with Alex Gold. He's the host of Cody and Gold on 96.5 The Fan in Kansas City. What's going on, Alex?
Hey, good morning, guys. I love the game day shows. These are fun. We don't get a ton of shows we get to do on game day, so I love the fact that we get to talk some sports here today on a day that these teams are actually facing off. So I'm fired up.
Hey, take us back a couple weeks in Kansas City when you guys lose to Jacksonville. You guys had almost 500 yards of an offense, but you lose. You have a losing record 5 weeks into the season. What's everybody thinking in Kansas City at that point?
At that point, everybody's, really worried about the division and thinking that, all right, this team maybe just doesn't have it. The fact that in that particular game, the offense started to look better, but they still were unable to get the defense to come around a little bit. And that, there were so many self-inflicted mistakes. I believe they had 13 penalties in that game. And so it was like, hey, this team still doesn't have the same vibe as the teams that were going to Super Bowls. And then, as we've seen here the last couple weeks, everything has completely flipped. They've got a top 10 defense, a top 5 offense, I think, at this point over the last few weeks. And, the feeling now in Kansas City is that this is the best team, really, they've had in a couple of years. I know the Super Bowl team last year, and they won 15 games, and this year's team is not going to get to 15. It's mathematically impossible, but there's a much better feeling about this team at this point than there was at this point a year ago.
Alex, how pathetic are the Raiders? You saw them up close and personal last week, 31-0 blasting by the Chiefs, and the Commanders also played the Raiders, had success against them too. But, I mean, is this a one-and-doner for Pete Carroll, and Geno Smith doesn't look like the answer at quarterback there?
I don't know if it's one and done for Pete Carroll, but 100% on Geno. I mean, he banked that they were going to have an upgrade at the QB spot, and the floor would be raised heavily with Pete Carroll being there, and a quarterback that should raise the bar from last year, where they were rolling out a combination of Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, I think, throughout the 2024 season. So I don't think it's one and done, but the Raiders are absolutely abysmal as a franchise. As you guys can imagine, in Kansas City, we take great joy in the Raiders not being competitive over the last 20 years or so, for the most part. Fans here, even though there's bigger rivals in Buffalo and Cincinnati and Baltimore, et cetera, everybody here enjoys seeing the Raiders fail the way they have. And yeah, I think Pete Carroll, given his age, is probably gets 2 years, and that's about it.
So Alex, let's talk about the last 5 weeks. JP just mentioned the Jacksonville game. They lose at Jacksonville, but you guys have looked totally different, especially offensively. And then last week you get Rashee Rice back, and by the way, that Raiders first down statistic, I know Cakes just kind of talked about it, 30-3. I mean, I never thought I would ever see something like that drastic. But just kind of talk about how in sync your offense is now, even with Rashee Rice coming back just for one game.
It's a completely different offense than we've seen in a few years because of Rashee Rice. This is a player that last year, prior to the injury, he got hurt in week 4 against the Chargers. The offense was running through him. I mean, their whole offseason plan a year ago was they brought in Hollywood Brown, they drafted Xavier Worthy, they were going to have Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce would be this complementary piece. Well, Rice goes down, Worthy was a rookie, and Hollywood Brown was hurt in preseason. And so they were right back to having it all funnel through Kelce. And at his age, that's just not who he can be. And it made things way too easy for defenses. Now you fast forward, and their full plan is actually in place. Hollywood Brown, knock on wood, is healthy. Xavier Worthy in year 2. Rashee Rice is back, and so they can run this whole offense through him. He's their best yards after the catch guy in the offense. It's not even close. And then Travis Kelce, in now being the third option, maybe fourth option at times in this offense, you can see him actually thrive still. I think I haven't looked at the latest numbers after this weekend, but he was a top 5 tight end still in football, receiving yardage wise, pacing wise. And so it's the perfect role for him. Mahomes is trusting his offensive line more, and they've got some questions heading into tonight's game we can get to, but the O-line, the fact that he's trusting them is why he's back to just sitting back there and slinging it, not thinking as much. And that's why this offense is looking the best it has probably since that 2022 season.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to ask you about, because I guess Simmons has missed a few games. He's going to miss another one. You're missing your guard, right? And so I guess technically 40% of your offensive line, but you don't think they'll miss a beat?
I don't. The offensive line, Jalen Moore at left tackle was an offseason signing in about March, and that was before they knew they could draft Josh Simmons, their first-round draft pick, and they weren't sure if he'd be available, number one, and then at the selection, and then also would he be available at the start of the season. And he, of course, was ready for the year. He played really well, and then now he's been out with this kind of bizarre absence that the team has been pretty quiet about, and he's going to be out at least a couple more weeks, it sounds like. And then, yeah, Trey Smith, their all-pro right guard, over the last week has had some back spasms, and so Mike Caliendo is going to get the start, it looks like, tonight at right guard. And that's the bigger question, is we haven't seen Mike Caliendo play really since last year in the postseason when the O-line was a mess. And so, that will be a little bit different, but overall, they're getting much better tackle play. And I think that's the key. Juwan Taylor has cut back on these holding penalties. I'm sure even you guys from afar, any primetime game, you've noticed Chris Collinsworth and others have pinpointed, the illegal formation for Juwan Taylor. He was the most penalized player in football over the last couple of years, and he's cleaned that up in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
What is your impression of Washington at this point? I mean, they're obviously off of what they were last year. Even Jaden, when healthy, was a little off a tick of what he was last year. This is a real long shot game for Washington, really. I mean, the team would never admit it, but I think the fans would tell you that. What is your perception of them, and how dangerous are they, in your opinion?
I know fans were looking forward to seeing Daniels versus Mahomes. I mean, obviously, it's a huge break for Kansas City that it's not going to be Jaden, but I can tell you from our point of view and looking at the schedule like everybody did in the offseason, this was a game that people had marked. It was the game I was most excited about on the schedule, frankly, and there's some big games at home, but because I wanted to see Mahomes versus Daniels and the season, of course, that Jaden had, and so that's a bit of a bummer on that note. As far as Washington, yeah, I don't know what to make of the overall offense with Terry McLaurin and Debo being out for much of this, last couple of weeks. And I know they're both expected, I think, to play tonight. But Washington, I thought they would take a slight step back just because of schedule. And, I thought there was some good fortune last year, and that's fine. And they overachieved and everything like that. And, I think right now Chiefs fans are, of course, very confident going into tonight. I think if Jaden was playing, there'd be a little bit more worry. But this was not the game that everybody thought we were about to see. And so there is a lot of Chiefs fans that are kind of looking ahead a little bit to next week when they're playing the Bills. I don't think the Chiefs as an organization are, but that Bills game, of course, is a massive one for Chiefs fans, given the history and the number one seed conversation.
Can the Chiefs be run on at all?
Quarterback-wise, yeah, I think if Marcus can move out of the pocket, there's an opportunity. I don't think Bill is going to have a huge game on the ground, guys. It's only just based off of what other running backs have done. Are they vulnerable on the interior defensive line? Absolutely. They don't have very much depth there. But if you go back and look, I don't have the stats in front of me, but if you go and look at what Saquon did against them, what Derrick Henry did against them, Etienne, Ashton Genty, none of these guys really went off. I think the high water mark for maybe one of them, like 65, 70 yards, they have not really been beat up. But quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence in that Jags game, it was him using his legs. It's been a few other quarterbacks using their legs. So I don't know what the numbers say about Marcus and his ability at this point to run, but that would be an area that I think they could have some success. If they can get him out a little bit, the Chiefs linebackers can be exposed in that way.
Alex, on the Kansas City side, Patrick Mahomes has been using his legs a lot this season, already at 250 rushing yards. He should shatter his career high at 389. And I'm sure that wasn't something Andy Reid really wanted, to have Mahomes leading the team in rushing up till a couple of games ago. Pacheco passed him recently. Talk about him more in the running game and how that's affected, that backfield there in Kansas City.
It's a big reason why the MVP talk is back for him and why he's an MVP favorite. But, the feeling around here and certainly within the Chiefs organization is that's not when they're at their best, though. Early on in the year when they didn't have Rashee Rice and Worthy got hurt 3 games into the opener against the Chargers, he kind of had to put the team on his back, and so he was the leading rusher for multiple weeks, and up until recently, they were losing those games in which he was the leading rusher. So that's definitely not the formula. Now, he's able to get out of the pocket and obviously on a 3rd and 10, turn it into a special play. I mean, like some of the great quarterbacks do in this league, but that's definitely not what they want, and the run game has been better out of the backfield here recently. Now, there's a lot of fans that still think they should go trade for a back. I think they feel like they're getting just enough out there, but it's definitely a running back by committee. I mean, Isaiah Pacheco is the lead back, but his vision seriously lacks, and so he thrives on contact. Like he seeks contact, which is fine at times, but there's plenty of times where he also misses a wide open blocking lane by his offensive lineman. Kareem Hunt is their short yardage back, and then the rookie is who everybody hopes to continue to see more. Brashard Smith was a 7th-round pick. And there's just a different feeling when he touches the ball. There's some added juice. If you guys watch tonight, you'll see. And they usually use him more in the passing game, more of a Jerick McKinnon role, if that's a name that rings a bell at all from the last couple of years for any football fan out there as a 3rd-down back. But fans here are hoping he gets more involved because he definitely is the most explosive player in that backfield. And they haven't been able to get him in terms of carries the way I think a lot of people were expecting.
Alex, if you just kind of look at the standings in the AFC, and I get it, we're only entering week 9 or week 10. Kansas City is, if the playoffs started today, they're not in. Right. They lose the Jacksonville head-to-head. So, some fans are saying this could be a look ahead for the Chiefs because they're such a big favorite. I just don't see Kansas City looking ahead of Washington, even though you've got some tough teams on the schedule after this week. But Kansas City's 3rd in the division. I mean, they're chasing the Chargers and the Broncos and obviously the Jags for that 7th seed. So I just don't see them looking ahead in this game.
100%. That was my exact reasoning I gave on our show Friday for those that were worried about the look-ahead spot. I'm 100% with you. If they were 6-1 or whatever the math would be at this point, or undefeated or something like that, I think you would be far more concerned. But they dug themselves a hole with the 0-2 start. They have a Broncos team who's playing some really good football right now ahead of them, a Chargers team that already beat them. So I'm kind of with you. I think they recognize they got to stack some wins. And this division is, this thing's going to come down to the final couple weeks. They still have the Broncos twice. They have the Chargers in a rematch after losing in that opener down in Brazil. And, for Chiefs fans, it's always been about the number 1 seed, number 2 seed conversation. And the Colts, of course, are causing that to be a little bit more in doubt. And Indianapolis comes to town in a few weeks as well. So it's all in front of them to still get to where I think they want to get. But even a game like this tonight, you can't afford to drop back down to 500 and looking up at the Broncos there with 6 wins.
We're joined on the Rude Guest Hotline by Alex Gold, host of Cody and Gold on 96.5, The Fan in Kansas City. One of the scary things about this Chiefs offense, if you're the Commanders, is the increased aggression on 4th down and the success the Chiefs have had with that. They've converted 12 of 14 attempts. That's over 85%, the highest success rate of teams who've had 10 or more attempts. So if you can't stop Mahomes on 3rd down, they're going for it on 4th down. With ever-increasing efficiency.
They definitely have this year, and it's been a pleasant sign for everybody in Kansas City because typically Andy's been a little bit more on the conservative side, even though they've converted at a good rate. I think a couple things have led to that. One, it's really matchup dependent. Frankly, it kind of tells you very early on in the game how Andy really feels about his opponent. Like Detroit, of course, on a Sunday night game a couple of weeks ago, we all know Dan Campbell and the Lions are going to be ultra aggressive. And so the Chiefs immediately on their opening drive went for 4th down, results in a touchdown. And then you go and you take a look a week or so later, and I think even against the Raiders on the first 4th down opportunity, they didn't go for it. And so I think given the quarterback situation tonight, I'll be a little concerned on the Chiefs side that they'll play a little bit more conservatively than they should. The other factor is Harrison Butker, their kicker, who's been one of the more clutch kickers over the last decade, I would say, but he struggled. Last week was the first game in which he did not have any mistake. I'm talking either missed extra point, missed field goal, kickoff out of bounds. It is a brutal start to the season for Harrison Butker. They believe it's all mental. It's not physical, and so, it's kind of the yips at this point in time. And so that has led them, I also believe, to be more aggressive, where it's no sure thing right now for Harrison Butker. But I'll be curious to see how Andy kind of tells us how they view Washington tonight. Because on that opening drive, if they're on the Commanders side of the ball and it's 4th and 3 and they settle for a field goal, it tells me usually that they're not fearful of the opponent. That's kind of how this thing has gone typically in 2025.
All right, good stuff, Alex. Thanks for the check-in.
Hey, thanks, guys.
All right, enjoy the game, bud.
Alex Gold, host of Cody and Gold on 96.5, The Fan in Kansas City. Coming up next, we'll make our official picks. If you want to get in with your pick, 1-800-636-1067 is the number. Got a Monday night matchup. Commanders who've lost 2 in a row head to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs, who have won 2 in a row. But if you looked at just the standings, they're separated by a game. Some people think this is impossible. 1-800-636-1067. We'll take your calls and make our picks next here on the Junkies.
Let me tell you about Foley Mechanical. When my HVAC went out back in mid-June, I called Dan Foley. He didn't just send his crew out, sent a crew of 6, by the way. He showed up himself. That's because he owns 100% of the company. No franchise, no giant corporation, no private equity. He runs a tight ship. He takes pride in every install. His team replaced my HVAC system, my water heater, and my sump pump all in the same day. I saw how firsthand how skilled they were and how hardworking the crew was. They care. Foley Mechanical is full service. Heating, AC, hot water, boilers. They specialize in older homes with radiator heat. Not a lot of people know how to deal with that, but Dan and his crew, they do. They serve D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. They proudly install Amana HVAC equipment. So if you want quality service from a company you can trust like I did, call Foley Mechanical. Make sure you ask for Dan Foley. Tell him Bish referred you.
Welcome back. Junkies come to you live on 106.7 The Fan and the Team 980 here on a burgundy and gold game day, getting you ready for the Washington Commanders at the Kansas City Chiefs kickoff. 8:15, Kansas City favored by 10.5, 11 points. How do you see it? What's your prediction? 1-800-636-1067. You know, I gave you the path to victory. I don't really believe it's going to happen. You look at how the Chiefs have been playing the last couple weeks, it's hard to believe with the Chiefs ascending and the Commanders descending and without their starting quarterback that they'd win. So, Chiefs beat the Lions 30-17. I'll take them 35-17 against the Commanders tonight.
Oh, all that talk about us potentially hanging in there.
I said paths.
So you don't
I believe it's going to happen.
You got them just under the team total of 17.5. I'm going to go over the team total of 17.5. Somehow they're going to get to 20 points. I just don't see a backup quarterback, even though Mariota has played pretty well as a backup, but you just need a legit player at that position. I don't know what to expect from Terry and Debo. I hope they feel good and they're making some plays. It's just going to be very hard to score on this team consistently tonight. And the secondary is still going to be an issue with Washington. It just is. Kansas City can throw out 4 or 5 different receivers. They've got a lot of depth there. And Rashee Rice is now the clear number 1. He's going to get double-digit targets. I don't know how they're going to defend him. They're going to have to figure something out. Maybe they start blitzing Mahomes, but, man, that's dangerous too. I just don't see Kansas City going below 33 points. I'm going to go 33-20 Chiefs.
I said it earlier. I think this is a blowout. I think the Chiefs win 38-17. You mentioned Rashee Rice. He adds a different element to that offense that they've been missing. Brashard Smith, the rookie running back, the 7th rounder, he's also emerging as a pass-catching option for Pat Mahomes. And you always have to deal with Pat Mahomes willing to tuck and run the ball. They go for it on 4th down all the time. How are you going to get the ball away from them? And they score a lot. So I have the Chiefs winning 38-17. They've won 4 of their last 5. This makes it 5 of their last 6.
You know, my instinct was this is just going to be a blowout. It probably still is. But I'm going to just make a hope pick. And the hope pick is we just lose on a buzzer beater. 27-24. We keep it close. We show some heart. We fight. They're the better football team. But we pull out a moral victory that I know no one cares about. But it's just hard for me to pick a dub. The best I can come up with is a moral victory, and we lose 27-24 on a Harrison Butker field goal in the last few seconds. But that we fight our asses off, we play some good defense, we get a turnover or 2, and we make it a competitive football game. That's the best I can hope for.
What's your prediction, Mr. Bickle, for biggest Commander lead tonight at any point in the game? 7 points?
I'm not sure we'll ever lead.
That would be my take.
So they won't lead.
The only way we lead is if we score on a first possession. The problem is we've been so bad at first possessions this year. I guess I would say the best we could do would be a 7-0 lead, right? And then
that's what I was going to predict.
Hope against hope.
But if Kansas City goes right down the field on their first possession at 7-0, I think it's going to be an ugly day.
Well, sometimes they're going to start cascading downward on the Commanders.
Especially if Washington goes 3 and out on their first
I just hope we see something different. I hope we see some aggression on defense. We see some better tackling. Maybe we can create a turnover or 2, force Mahomes into just maybe a quick throw that you otherwise wouldn't make. And we just get a little lucky. We need to get a little lucky, to be honest with you. They're the better football team.
Behind the glass, anybody picking the Commanders outright? Behind the glass. Any of you 3?
Mars got the Chiefs in the money line parlay.
Whoa.
Right?
I do.
I gave him a parlay for the weekend. And,
big shout out, Jason, for that, man. I really needed that.
Well, it's not a winner yet.
You're right, but I'm in a win-win situation because I either win the parlay,
right.
But I don't know,
Emotional
man.
hedge.
You said 27-24. I see it the exact same way, but I see it being a buzzer beater for the Washington Commanders. I see us stealing one on the road. Every now and then, the Commanders or the Redskins, Washington football team, they always luck their way into one of these Monday night wins. It happened against the Steelers a couple years ago, happened against the Eagles 2 years ago. I just see us getting it done. I don't know how, but I don't know. Maybe Marshawn Lattimore will screw us, though, at the end
That's
of the
an
game.
emotional hedge play right there.
You're all over the place.
I'm more of along the lines of belt to ass.
That's one of Mike Carr's favorites.
Yeah, like Cakes is saying.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you're going to have FOMO because you're going to have 60,000 Chiefs donks doing a tomahawk chop.
no.
And then you're going to go, why do they get to do that and we can't put the stupid image on our helmet?
Good point. It's a very good point.
Get ready
It's
for
double
that
standard.
tonight.
Yeah.
They're beating a drum going, oh,
Yeah. There's going to be a
like
lot
that.
of that.
And they're going, wait a second.
Benj?
Can't fake desperation. If the Commanders are the more desperate team, they'll win the game.
Whoa, he's picking the Commanders outright.
He's
that was conditional.
He's wearing a
we
Redskins
are,
starter jacket.
we are the more desperate team.
He said if.
I'm wearing a jacket that EB would probably try to sell on his Twitter.
He might.
Yeah, I definitely would sell
He
that.
definitely would.
I'd sell it before I'd wear it. All right, let's bring out these calls real quick. Let's go to RJ in Laurel. RJ, what's up? You're on with the Jocks.
What's up? What's up, y'all? Thanks for taking my call.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
leaning 27-24 or 30-24. I think ultimately it's going to come down to the kickers. You guys alluded to it earlier, but I just feel like there might be a field goal early in the game that we're going to miss and might cost us down the stretch. But I do think it's going to be close because Mariota is like a Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts type. If he plays decisively and smart, I think he can give him some trouble. And also the point that y'all brought up earlier, the last few games have been like that. The other team comes out, scores, we don't have a good drive, and it feels like a long day. So if we can just come out, swarm, look like we're playing with inspirational defense, right, I think it'll be a close game, but ultimately the kicker may cost us, like he has been. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, thank you, buddy. Yeah, definitely if he's banged up.
Although Harrison Butker, the guy was just talking about it, he's had a bad year.
He's been rough
Which
in
is
Kansas
kind of
City this
interesting.
year.
I didn't really pay attention to that, but
All right, let's go to Chris. Chris has been on hold over an hour. Chris in Wilmington. What's up, buddy? You're on with the Jocks.
What's up, guys? Thanks for taking the call.
Yep.
I see this. This is a team. Our team is in defensive free fall right now, and we are playing with our backup quarterback. So, therefore, we're not going to have the ability to have as many big plays. We're not going to have the ability to sustain drives. That means our defense is going to be on that field for 65 to 70% of the game. This is going to be – we need to prepare ourselves mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever it is. This team has not hit rock bottom yet, okay? Dallas hurt because Dallas was Dallas. This is going to be worse.
Why?
This is going to be 40 to 10, 40 to 9. Because Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes are just starting to rev their engine, and that's what your guy from Kansas City said on the phone. They're just starting to hit stride. And that's a scary thought against our defense. Marshawn Lattimore, what's the over-under on how many times he runs into our safety? What, 2.5? I mean, seriously, this is going to be a brutal game to watch. I'm setting myself up right now. Hey, this is a big L, and hopefully we can do something against Seattle wearing our old school uniform next week. But I'm not really looking forward to this one, guys. So thanks for taking my call.
All right, thank you, Chris.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, buddy.
What if Cliff's in his bag
Well, then we got
and
a
the
chance.
offense is just humming?
We got a chance. We scored
Lead
on
off
first possession.
the offense is
humming?
I think they did hit on something earlier when we had the guy on.
Alex?
That it will probably be dependent on Mariota having a big day with his legs. That's been maybe an Achilles heel for them a little bit. Cliff and those guys are obviously aware of that, so they're going to go to that. So I do expect to see an active Mariota with his legs.
Take advantage of it.
We
That's a
should
weakness.
jump on that prop and go over the 20 and a half rushing. Yeah, I think that might be stealing. Might be stealing. Just take note.
If you look at what he did right in the first game against the Raiders, he had the 6 runs, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Is that the one where he had the fumble too?
yes, I believe it was early in that game.
Against Atlanta, only 2 carries for 20 yards. In his limited work against Dallas, he had 2 for 34.
His wheels look great. Yeah. He's just got to do it. And I think that they're keenly aware. They looked at whatever Jacksonville did, and they're going to try to replicate some of that.
Hey, you can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday, all season long, starting just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
All right, want to do one more? Let me see here. Let's go to Jeff in Leesburg. Hey, Jeff, you're on with the Junkies.
Good morning, guys. Hope you had a great weekend. Hey,
Thanks.
Commanders 24, Chiefs 13.
Hold them to 13.
Jeez.
Let's get Bill going on the ground. Let's get Mariota going with his legs. Let's have that set up the play action to Debo and Terry McLaurin. Let's go. Let's knock out these Chiefs, guys.
All right, I like the optimism.
They hold the Chiefs to 13.
I mean, they were held to 21 by the Chargers in week 1, 17 by the Eagles in week 2.
This will, if they pull this off, this will be in the last 10 years or so, like one of a top fiver.
Yes.
If they pulled this off, it would be like that Steeler win, like that Colt McCoy win. I feel like there was a Green Bay win we had once. And did we have a win over Brady?
Yes.
Was he with the Bucs at that point, or was he with?
I think it was with
New
the
England?
Patriots, but don't
We have
quote me on it.
It would be in there in that realm.
EB, you know how he's not number one on your list, because I would say Marshawn Lattimore is number one on your list, but you love picking on Bobby Wagner and his coverage skills.
Well,
Do you
I mean,
think Travis Kelce's
not
slow
fair.
enough that Bobby Wagner can hang with him?
No.
He's not that slow. He's
No.
slowed down from his
No.
peak, but he's not
No,
Bobby Wagner
Bobby Wagner
slow.
can't cover anybody in the NFL. There's not a single player in the NFL he could cover. Now
He could cover a left guard.
Okay, but those guys don't go. Those guys don't go out for passes.
They're eligible.
They don't go out for passes.
Left guard.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get out of here.
Cross your
Hopefully
fingers.
they'll pull off a
Say your
miracle.
prayers.
And it's a terrific Tuesday tomorrow, but we'll be here. Coming up next here on The Fan, it's our pals B. Mitch and Finley. Don't go anywhere.